we lose control, baby. Watch this. Look, Marty Mark. Watch the way I start up. I've been going hard, but I can go way harder. Every beat I'm on, yeah, you know that I slaughter. And I'm always looking gorgeous, chilling with somebody's daughter. Yeah, she loving me. Say she love the way my chain sit and contemplate. And of course it says my name if you want to wait. To let you know who's finna blow. Always win and check the scope. I'm only losing control. Oh.
I like losing control. I get high when I'm feeling off low. My mind is focused and I'm ready to go. Ready to go. Nah, nah.
Always win and check the scope. I'm only losing control. Oh.
I like losing control.
Oh, you tell me stories, you tuck me in, and the second you leave, I call you right back to check for monsters in my streets. Yeah, high school was hard. You fight with my mom. I'd fall asleep to the screaming, sound machine always speaking, left emotional scars. Now I'm 21, a soul of 50 years. And now that you are gone, I'm doing things that I shouldn't know from. I'm doing things that I shouldn't do. At 21, a soul of 50 years. And now that you are gone, I'm doing things that I shouldn't know from. I'm doing things that I shouldn't do. At 21. At 21. I'm doing things that I shouldn't do. At 21. I'm just a kid. Oh, I'm doing things I shouldn't know from. Yeah, doing things I shouldn't do. At 21. Yeah, I play you my favorite songs on a car ride while you list me all the people that left you in your life. Oh, oh, and you smoke on your chair while I was trying to sleep. I smell the smoke.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. Hope you boys are having a wonderful, beautiful day. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back, boyos. Welcome back to another wonderful, beautiful live stream. How you beauties doing today? We got even more 5V5 1v1s on the horizon. Super, super exciting, boys. We also got ourselves a day off tomorrow, and I already have plans for that. Monday we're going to be coming back, and I think doing some alt stuff to finish it off. I got plenty of, I really got to get more alts up and running too in my free time, but got plenty of things to do then. And then this Tuesday reset should be bad. We got a lot of boss kills this week, on Mythic. We are on council for the guild. We actually should be able to get council next week and start working on Sludge Fist. Then generals, apparently that's a 600 pull real boss. Do not throw this in comparison, is like 100. This apparently generals is 600, dude. I cannot wait to lose my mind on that. And we also got getting a lot of Mythic Pluses done. I actually did a lot of M Pluses yesterday. Like 6 of them, dude. What is going? We actually should be stacked on loot. Got ourselves a helm from Conquest. Looking like 220 very, very soon on our rogue. Absolutely fantastic. Boys, how y'all doing? Welcome back to another stream. Hope y'all having another good day. NA Duels. I thought it was Canada Duel. To let you know, technically Canada is part of the North America. It's not just America, it's a whole continent. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? How y'all doing? Welcome back. Let me get the music back up and running, boys. Actually, don't care about the song that much. Don't care about the song much either. It's a classic NCS. This is a nice mix, but I don't like the song it starts with. Yo, let's go to the good one. I like this one a lot. I don't know why, dude. So good for duels. Boys, NA! Let's get some groups up and running. Sorry for being a little bit late, but I had some stuff to work on. Ammon, Cran, Azam, and Marcel. We got ourselves Alexander, Chicago. Romeo, we got ourselves Al, John, Visix, Pink T-Rex, Soda, with Temjin. How you boys all doing? Janos, how you doing, my man? Hope y'all having a good one. My dude, Boy Top, how you doing, my man? Hope y'all having a great one. What's up, Dale? Excited to see what Assassination Rogue's gonna Tuesday? Yo, video on Assassination Rogue Performance Tuesday. Or Wednesday, really. Wednesday, after the buffs are there. Sorry for being loud. I'm actually so excited about Assassination, dude. Ooh, I've been a Lego for Assassination this week. So we should be set as long as the servers are actually up. Hello, brother. What's up? Red Iron Man. Are you having a good one? 8%. Yo, no. 8% on top of the 5% from last week. 13% together. 8% is I have a screenshot from the Rogue Discord. Hold up. This might actually brighten you guys' day. Hold on. This is from the Rogue Discord community, right? People that give a fuck about the specs. I've talked to a lot of them. They're pretty passionate about what they do, dude. This should get you excited. Don't gotta believe me. You don't gotta believe me. Together, 5% and 8% together culminates to about a 13%, which is actually about what they were asking for. So this is a screenshot in mind from earlier video in this morning. With an 8% or above we're getting coming this reset January 12th for NA, this puts Sin into a viable spot inside of raids. Outlaw sub will still be preferred most likely, but Sin will be viable. This culminates to a 13 together, which is a sweet spot most TCs and CFs have been pushing for. TCs and CFs, I think, are the people that are doing the what is it, the hero crafting, right? Hero crafting does not change our stat weights, so blah 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 blah, same stuff. Yeah, it's just overall a together 30% buff from the last buff they got for this one. Might put it in a not in a spot where people are going to be re-rolling in droves from sub and outlaw by no measure, but it's at least going to allow someone who you want to play assassination in Mythic Pluses. You want to try playing Assassination in raids? Do you want to just be able to get into a guild group or a random pug and actually have some preferable numbers and not literally be healing the boss? And that's exactly what this buff attempts to do. Sorry for being so excited about it and hyperactive, but I'm excited. I am genuinely excited about that buff. It isn't a lot. It isn't like the world. It's not like 100% buff, which is probably Assassination Rogues on this. At this point, I feel like Assassination Rogues do need not 100% buff, but rather a, what would I call it? Not 100% buff, but I would do a rupture buff, honestly. Mithrun, ready with a group? Let's go, my guy. Let's go. I mean, don't ask me why I'm out in the woods. I have no idea. I kind of just wandered off, meandered off, and here we are. We got Mithrun with a group. What do we have? A 5-man group available also somewhere for the 5v5 1v1 duels over on the NA. Let me know, Seavark. Finish interesting quarters for the title, then I'll do some. Let's go, Seavark. How you doing, my man? Haven't seen you in a bit. What would you recommend? Oh, my bad. You guys don't even see it. What would you recommend? What do you mean? It's a sin for spec to be viable. True. True. No, I'm actually glad it's getting better. I'm actually glad it's improving better. Mithrin, you might have to turn yourself as online for this to work. I see you peeping there offline, hanging out. I don't know who you're hiding from, my guy, but it's not gonna work unless you're online. Just letting you know. But yeah, I kind of just meandered off into the woods on the Demon Hunter. This actually was a very fun class to level because of the hunt ability. I actually enjoyed it quite a lot. And I don't actually want to play Demon Hunters though. Further back, I would decide, you know what, Demon Hunters are not getting that much change in this expansion. I don't really know if I want to invest my time into one. We all thought that maybe Demon Hunters was still going to be insanely good, but you really just bring one and done. You really don't want a bunch of Demon Hunters anymore. You used to want them back in BFA. Remember when you used to want Demon Hunters left and right for PvE? Dude, I am online. Perfect, perfect. We just need a +1 for the NA. If anybody got a group, man, in LFG, let me know, boys. Let me know. Put a group together, and we'll have ourselves some 5V5 1v1 duels. Trying to get on this tip of a branch or on a bark, and I just can't do it. Just the tip. Play the game, just the tip. Damn it. Is that guy watching me do it? That guy is offline. Okay, good. At least I'm not getting. At least I'm not embarrassing myself. We did it. We did it. We're insane, dude. Need one more for boom, and we're good to go, boys. Do you like the girl Red Hood and the wolf trying to eat him? So you like the girl Red Hood and the wolf trying to eat him? Me? What? That was a little Red Hood in the story. Am I? That's kind of kinky. I could get into that. Who that message for the 5 final ones? Lotka, my man. Check the pins over in the stream. We got ourselves LFG groups. If you guys need to know how to join any of the LFG groups for 5 final ones, you want to make a group or join one that's available, go to a player versus player premium group, custom PvP, find the group top number 5, enter to find yourself one of the beautiful boys and girls trying to make a group over in the 5 final ones AU. I mean, NA. Alliance or Horde is what I meant to say. NA though. Alliance or Horde is what I meant to say. We got 2 groups in a Horde, probably some on Alliance. However, if you don't see one and you want to make one yourself, all you have to do is start a group called something like 5V5 1v1 Duels Dalaran. Something along those lines. Let people know in the chat. You're more than welcome to advertise that you have group and how many more people you need for which faction in this chat. Hey, I got a group, Alliance, this many people, whatever. I'll make a group, hit list group, and there you go. And you're in. Do we already have an alliance group? If you don't see one, you can always make one. Well, after you have a 5-man group, add me on Real ID and we're good to go, boys. And we are good to cruise. My OCD is kicking me every time you miss that peak. You want to take my DH and pop up on there? We did it! I'm smart, we're okay. We did it just now. Yeah, but no, I was struggling there for a second too. I was struggling too. How you doing, my guy? Elon, there's a wolf to your right. Is there? Oh no, I did a mistake. Okay, we can do it. We did it. I didn't mean to start flying there for a second, dude. It took me a second to get up here. Well, that's not much of a wolf, but I guess I could be a wolf. Dude, Ardenweald is so pretty. We should just go exploring. There's just so many cool places in Ardenweald. And there's this island that you can get to through a quest line. I never go exploring. But on Demon Hunter, it's like the best class for it. You literally just fly places. On floor 17 should be good to go next duel. Sounds good, man. I started an alliance group. Perfect, Lotka. Yo, we got an alliance group, boys. If y'all want to join Lotka, y'all are more than welcome to, by the way. What would you recommend? What do you mean? Class-wise, main warrior, death, and now play red. Look at your punch glide on a class. I'm a good PvPer, just realized red isn't taking much for RPGs, which is why I strive. I think death knights are really good. You'll be a shot caller, but warriors are also pretty good too. Either one, man. Or what class in general? Probably like a range class. Like a boomies are pretty. Boomies seem pretty good in RPGs. Well, that's what they do. Sup? What's up, boards? You got a group, man? You have a 5-man. Is there a alliance group up? Perfect, perfect. Trying to make a group, but no one signs up on the Horde. Yo, boys, we need more Hordes for Boris. One more still for Boom, and we got ourselves. Is that a message? No, not yet. Okay, cool. I'm waiting for a message. $500 alliance. Perfect, perfect. CJ, hi to my man. Hope you're having a good one. I knew the name was familiar because I saw the name Lotka. I'm like, wait, that's someone I know, but I'm really bad with names. Just waiting for them to announce more sub nerfs. Yo, if they nerf sub, that'd be interesting for PvP. Interesting. I wonder if they nerf sub, if assassination would actually become somewhat viable for PvP. Or people maybe would make... I mean, if they nerf subtlety and where outlook could be not that far different from sub, I guess I wouldn't really care that much as an outlaw main, but I don't think they're gonna nerf sub that much more. Honestly, I don't think they're gonna do it. They'll nerf it to the ground. They already nerfed me to the ground. Oh no. Oh no. NA, boys, NA. Yeah. NA today. Friday EU, Saturday NA. If they nerf sub, it's gonna be quite sad. It would have been so bad compared to the other DPS. What? Sub rogue? With 100% crit? Are we playing the same spec? I feel like every time I get on sub, I have to use like I only have to use 10% of my brain. Compared to outlaw, I actually have to think about like my rotation, playstyle. With sub, you just kind of cheap shot, dance, shadow strike, eviscerate, mark for the eviscerate. Most of your damage is there. Like you just gotta finish. I don't know. I just feel like I have so much harder, so much easier time with sub. It's just me. I feel like it's miles easier. Yo, just ask Boom how much effort you had to put in playing like outlaw for PvP versus sub for PvP. Like it's a night and day difference, I think. Nah, I feel like they need. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like what else could you nerf with sub? I don't think they will nerf the damage. If anything, they might nerf that 100% crit Lego. I feel like if anything, they might do that. Sub near in the bottom of DPS charts now. Only great gear people. Only great gear carrying people. Wait, are we talking about PvE damage? Sub bad in PvE or PvP? What? If we talk, are we talking PvE or PvP though? That's the question. That's gonna be a big difference. Yeah, read the pins. The pins have all the stuff we need. Outlaw needs to run a marathon, have an attempt to do anything. Sub, you have to get off a couch and walk to the fridge and kill someone. True. Rogue is good in ones, playable in twos, a normal slash trash in threes. Really? Is it actually that bad in threes? Because I see Nosh playing it all the time. I don't think it's in a trash spot where you replace rogues. Do you? Maybe you do. I never thought of it like as a trash spot. Is it people actually? Dude, there's players playing rogue right now. Naj, Wealthy Man, Nick the Rogue, 5, whoever 5 is. I don't know what that is, honestly. Like there's rogues in the top tier right now. Aiden, Pika, Calvish, Swacked. I don't know what most of these people are, but there are people in like the top tiers, the top of the PvP ladder. Like if rogues were that bad, I feel like we'd maybe see 1 or 2. Yeah, I don't really know about that, boys. Maybe it's just easier to play other specs and rogues are not as easy. I could maybe understand that, right? Woodwalker, you just go in, do some damage. As a rogue, you just have to do CC and such. Maybe I can understand that. But as for them being bad, I don't think so. Because again, rogues are not damage. Plus in 33s, you're not all about always damage. You also have a myriad of CC. You know what I mean? But maybe I got to twist it, dude. Because I'm looking right now and I see a lot of rogues, right? I see rogues. Yellow name, yellow name, yellow name, yellow name. I'm at page 6 and 5. I can go back to page 1 too if you want me to. I'd say a lot of yellow names. The names I don't see is a lot of purples, for example. Or, like, of course, Trill is huge, right? I'm not gonna deny it. But look, there's yellow names in there. Does it have to be all yellow for them to be good? I just don't understand, right? Maybe I got it twisted. I don't see it that bad. If you get against arms, you just quit. Against an arms warrior, you kill the arms warrior. Don't you? So all hunters are my favorite to watch the duels. They are a lot of fun. We got a 5 already. Oh wait, it's 3 mages. They're different specs. Yeah, different specs is fine, boom. I'm okay with mages. Well, most people are okay with mages of being different specs. I'm okay with that. If they're all fire, that would be... but if they're like arcane or frost, I'm okay with that. I think a lot of people like the variety. For 1, 5. Hopefully that'll work. Invite spectator match. Invite potato match. Invite potato match. Give me the potato. Alrighty, boys. Let's get another one running. Yeah. Rogues and masterminds that have damage to back it up. Oh no, I gotta do this again. Okay. How do I do this? Okay. Oh, that's so much easier. Alrighty, boys. Switch. Ooh, that's a lot of druids, but 2 of them are Boomy, 1 is Feral. I'm okay with Boomy and Feral. I'm okay with that. I'm actually okay with that. Discuss about current PvP set. Really? I like it. It's so bursty. It's so nice. I'm a huge fan of it. A lot of pink and brown. True. I'm not gonna deny. True. Holy Paladins are pretty good. I'm pretty sure there's some reds in there too. We got ourselves team of one, team one, or team two. We got Fear Lord X as a Shadow Priest with a couple of mages. We got Spartan here. We got Zakila as a survival hunter with a very conservative looking sword. Like, this sword isn't like some major bombastic looking thing. It's like a very simple sword. I love it. We also got ourselves Seavark as an undead mage. Also playing that arcane with Sarek as a fire. 2 arcanes, 1 fire. I feel like they're different enough. And I'm missing somebody here. And I think that was it actually. Sarakai, Spart, Seavark. I think it was everybody. Where's his team? Cat Jam. On his team, we have ourselves Chicago as an handsome shaman. In the back, we got Calasios, Peachy as a Boomy, and Warg Ren with Cat Jam going for a little bit of an honor duel bow with Fear Lord X. Wait, who is Field Lord X? Is that a... Oh, no. Can I remove it? Can I move details? Yo, it's not gonna let me move details, is it? Yo, it's gonna be a little bit awkward. We're gonna have details at the bottom right. I will remove it as soon as we get a chance, though. Fear onto Cat Jam immediately. As Fear Lord goes in for some dots into a stun onto Cat Jam. Mind Games, big damage. Actually, Fear Lord also bleeding out quite a bit. Sounds like a Cat Jam putting lots of pressure on the Druid as he goes in for a Shadow Meld. Look like maybe big damage on the Cat Jam. Bursted him down in a single one-shot. Looking to take down the seed, the pod. Can he do it? Will the damage of Shadow Priest be enough? Mind Flay coming out. Looks like he does have enough burst. Again, I'm so sorry about the details frame at the bottom right. Can't really remove it right now, otherwise the whole thing breaks. But there it is. Gonna be a roar by Peachy right after with a Cyclone to Field Lord X, trying to get himself some Wrath Starfires to generate some of his resources. The Astral Power into Massive Incarnation rolling out. Not playing the Night Fake Covenant, so no Convokes coming out of him, but instead playing the Swarm. The Insect Swarm is going to increase the damage that enemies take. We're also going to increase any kind of hots on you. Sound to the Peachy with the mind control by Fear Lord immediately. Try to CC that incarnation as best as possible, as the dots do tick down on him quite a bit. Peachy poking around from a corner, trying to maintain the dots as best possible. And that's going to be the Swarm rolling in with a massive Star Surge. Fear Lord taking quite a bit of damage, but that is a massive health recovery for him either way, as it does Greater Fate away for Peachy. Peachy looks like he's lagging a little bit. He's still holding strong. Does go for a Barskin Bash with the Fear Lord. He's going to check it out immediately. And Fear Lord goes in for the Fear as in the name. Getting the dots up and rolling onto Peachy. Into a Mind Games right after. Big damage on the Peachy is going to end up healing Fear Lord for a bit. Big Void Shore, and Peachy is actually under so much pressure, is going to have to pop in the bear form, get himself a big old frenzy, and looking to get away from the Shadow Priest. The Shadow Crash on one side, Shadow Priest on the other, into Summon Peachy right afterwards, while maintaining Void form as well as PI. Massive haze buff fail, but Peachy still under a lot of pressure with the silence. Not much he can really do unless another frenzy regen is available. Trying to stay mobile away from Fear Lord. Big death comes out. There goes the frenzy regen, I believe. Maybe it looked like maybe it kind of got removed. Peachy, man, he's lagging so badly. It looks like the dots do take him out. So far, the druids, 2 druids are falling to a Shadow Priest. Little high music. No, is it loud? No, it shouldn't be. I can turn it down a little bit. Here we go, boys. Here we go. But Fear Lord taking down 2 druids back to back. We'll see who's up next. Either Chicago, either Callus, or Wargren up next. Looks like they're still trying to figure out who's going first, who's going next. And I guess it's supposed to be Callus. Maybe he was AFK. Callus is 3. Okay, cool, cool. And Fear Lord, is this Boom? Is this Boom? Unless he's Sarakai. I think this might actually be Boom. Is it possible? Callus is going for a little bit of that similar play as Peachy. Cyclone on to Fear Lord. Try to get himself a little bit of resources. Big incarnation coming out with a stun by Fear Lord, as he's gonna have to play a little bit defensively against the cooldown sphere. While the Star Surge clips him for a ton of damage. Another Star Surge might have to go for a Disperse into Shadow Man's Callus. Somehow Fear behind him with a Convoke Disperse coming out while Disperse is up. So many Star Surges flying, and Fear Lord just like mute all those Star Surges, or at least reduce the damage heavily with a massive heal at the same time. Big burst out of Callous heals. Fear Lord was able to survive. It has a lot of short CD cooldowns to continue trucking on here as well. Big PI available with the Void Eruption. Should have some of his own damage rolling. Big sustain for him right now. Lots of self heals, especially as he gets DPs rolling into Callous. Mind games on a Void turn around the corner. Callous under lots of pressure. Can't really heal themselves right now. Actually, so much pressure without mind games. Super low on health. Fear Lord just needs to land the execute and he'll be good. Actually, with that fear, I think he secured the kill there, and there goes 3 druids back to back. Fear Lord just eating these druids for breakfast. Back to back to back. Boys, that was nutty. Lagging my sounds didn't work, rip. Oh no, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate, my guy. Wargren up next as a survival hunter versus the Shadow Priest. Try to see if he can get himself a better positional. Is going to get the dots rolling onto Fear Lord as he's hiding behind line of sight. Poking out to get dots of his own. Does have the pet to also dot up as well. There's also going to be an extra resource for him to work with. Especially when he goes for any kind of instant cast mind games or mind blast. Resonate arrow in the corner. Wargren should do quite a bit of damage. Fear immediately going to be a trigger for Wargren as he's going to be able to get some line of sight damage onto Fear Lord, but the Greater Fate stops a lot of the progress for Wargren. Looks like Wargren also lagging quite a bit, unless it's just me. Big dots up and running into Wargren with the mind games. Could maybe go for a feint death. I don't know if he's done it or not yet. He's really laggy on my screen. I don't know what's going on here. Just gotta blink all over the place. It's hard to focus and follow him. Knocking Fear Lord down for a second though. Is gonna try to go for ranged image from afar. Try to remove any kind of dots on all dots with a medic bandage to follow right afterwards. Should be quite a lot of recovery here. Fear Lord does have Void Eruption with Void Form available. Silence and Wargren, denying any kind of traps or any kind of magic CC. I wonder if you can also deny the stun, because if you're silenced, can you not do kill commands as a hunter? Going to be dispersed for Fear Lord. We are dipping only into 6% dampening, but I guess he decided, you know what? I probably should pop a defensive and rotate my defenses. Going to be a VT available with the Vampiric Embrace as well whenever he needs it. PI back up if he needs that haste ever for the burst. Stumble Wargren S is going for more resonating arrow with range damage from afar. There's going to be quite a high chance for him to crit on everything onto Fear Lord. Even harpooning to interrupt him if he needs to. Could be really bad for Fear Lord. Catching up with heals. Shadowman's 1, Shadowman 2 into CC chain back to back onto Wargren looking for the recovery. Big Void Torrent with the Vampiric Embrace and PI available. I think the Shadow Priest might be able to survive. Wargren try to go for a muzzle. Looks like going for a knockback, and Fear Lord is AK for now. Wargren just needs a little bit more damage. Needs to interrupt the next cast if possible. Harpoons maybe a little bit late. Going to be a Shadow Crash onto the Hunter with a freezing trap on the Fear Lord. He does have Greater Fade to keep him alive, and Wargren catching up on a lot of that health recovery. And it looks like Wargren has a bit of an advantage here. As long as he doesn't get the muzzle on the heel, Fear Lord is in a good spot. Trying to go for MC. Nothing stops him. Hey, feint death to follow, actually. And should be able to get a Shadowman here and there. Shadowman's Zoe he has right now. He has to play this juke game with a Hunter. As Wargren pokes out, making sure to get dots. Does harpoon onto Fear Lord, can't go anywhere. Does have a trinket. Void Eruptions available if he needs to. It's going to be Resonant Arrow, not really clipping him. Wargren trinkets out of that stone, following damage onto Fear Lord. Not a lot of defenses, but Disperse does come back up. He might be able to maybe make something off of the Disperse. Probably CC chance to follow right after. Big Fear onto Wargren. Maybe some recovery. The VTs as well as Shadowmans are just not enough to maintain. Needs DPs, but also needs just damage. Is going to get a massive heal there. Look like that they crit with a Void Eruption. Going to be a Turtle Shell immediately for Wargren. Trying to stay as defensive as possible as Fear Lord does recover. Is going to turn the attention onto the pet together with the Siphon. Mind Games onto Wargren. Does not get the intro, but looks to it. Freezing Trap instead. I don't know if Wargren has any kind of self heals or anything to work with here. I think he's just going to have to wait out the Mind Games and get some CC slows. Super low on health, needs himself a feint death, maybe a health recovery. Shadow Crusher on the corner, does clip for a bit of damage. Shadowboard death could be really bad. Feint deathing into a bit of a medic bandage. Looks like the CC does go into the pet, but Wargren is okay for now. Super low on health, the stun comes out right after. Does have the pet stack, but I think the Shadowboard death is enough here. The dots go off and Fear Lord taking him out. Was such a clutch duel for that Shadow Priest with Chicago up next. We are at the 8 minutes, 21% dampener, giving Fear Lord opportunity to get himself a full recovery for an honorable duel against the Shadow Priest. Oh my goodness, boys, these are so clutch. Can you cleanse Mind Games? You can dispel them, yeah. You can dispel Mind Games. The actual initial damage still does it. But you can't cleanse it if you got like a cleanse. So a Hunter going for Feint Death with the Honor talent where he removes all magic effects does work. So you will still get hit by lots of damage because Mind Game says hard. But then the effect afterwards, you can remove it. As Rogue, you can't cloak it, all that stuff. Chicago starting off with some ghost wolves off the bat, but that's going to be a stun. Early setup for Fear Lord does force the chicken out of Chicago, trying to see if he might be able to get an interrupt on the Migas. The Fear does last the full duration. Silence out of Chicago does end up walling this off instead, and while with Mind Games decides, you know what, I don't want to do damage to Fear Lord X, but that's a lot of damage to Chicago with 26% dampening. That dampening gonna affect the Maelstrom self-healing he has. Does go for the Draenei Rachel in order to give himself a healing over time over, I think, like 20 seconds. And oh god, what is going on over here? Seamark is his own little hurricane by the looks of it. Gonna be a big leap for Chicago, going for the Feral Leap into Ascendance, into immediate disperse out of Fear Lord X, and Chicago goes in for the massive Bloodlust. Big damage. As soon as they can get line inside of Fear Lord, they'll be okay. Stun. Oh, that's a cool animation for Ascendance stun. There's going to be lots of wind strikes into a greater fate as Fear Lord trying to deny any damage for Chicago's big burst. That's their 3-minute cooldowns. Does have a bit of damage here and there every time to drop down a Wind Fury weapon with a legendary. Or maybe they don't even play that playstyle at all. Fear Lord with that Fear. Big pressure on Chicago. Not much they can really do. Mind Blast out in the open. And the Shadow Word Death to take him out right after. That was actually a pretty big 1v5 by the Shadow Priest. I think we got to have him go again, man. Actually, it should have been 1v5, but the C took down one of them. I think it was Smith that took down. Damn, dude. Look at that. Look at that. You guys wanted to see some Shadow Priest for a bit. And this guy just ate those boys for breakfast. Pretty good. Yeah, we can go. Yeah, you guys can definitely go. We'll put you up against Boris, I think. We'll see if that'll work out. Yeah? I think that'll work out perfectly. Once we get the duels mix going too. Is this song part of the duels mix, by the way? I hope it is. We are at 35, 36. Yo, and they gotta catch up. EU is in the 40s, and they gotta catch up for sure. Now, do I have this song in my duels mix real quick? Hold on. Yes, it is. Okay, we'll just put on the duels playlist then. Yeah, let me save that one and we'll be good to go, boys. Yeah. Let me throw that. Oh, no, not here. Here we go. Beautiful. Locker with a full alliance group. I think we're gonna Boris. I think we're gonna throw Boris and Locker maybe against Mithrun. How does that sound? We gotta get Boom in there again, dude, because that whole team didn't even get a chance to play. You got so many boys in it that didn't even get a chance. Boom. Hashtag. Since there's 2 booms on my real ID. Boom 1 and Boom 2. Boris. Here we go. That should work. Greater Fate timings? Yo, Shadow Priest that know how to time Greater Fates for perfect opportunity. They're in a good spot, man. They are in a good spot. It is nutty. It is absolutely nutty. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Alright, we gotta give him a second chance. Lotka right after this, and we'll get him back against Mithrun or whoever's ready after. We'll try to get new people in here first. Your YouTube video feels good? I know, right? That's Boom, bro. That's Boom, man. Of course. What do you mean, dude? Alrighty. Switch. Can I remove details? Is there a way for me to remove details somehow? Can I make it so that it's... Oh, that works. That's so much better. Yo, I just closed the window. I didn't know I could do that last one. Switch. I don't know if I did that yet or not. We got us team 1. Gonna be a Boom on his Shadow Priest. But this time he's gonna go last. On this team, we got ourselves Zelka with 2 Arcane Mages, Spartacle as well as Seavark, and we got Serike as a Fire Mage. The Arcane Mages and Fire Mages feel like a different enough where you guys won't mind multiple mages. We got ourselves Infamous as a Windwalker. We got ourselves Ferna going up as an Unholy DK. With in the back, we got ourselves Demoniac spinning around with a Vinci in the back, as well as Monkey Flip. With Ferna going up first, where's the Spart? Starting off strong with a bunch of pets. Abomination joining the fight. Going to be all the time available for Spart. I do wonder if he's going and playing for that 30-second ult of time, which could be insane damage reduction because of all the actually healing. Shields available for Spart. Does go for a Nova. Ferna getting that double grip with the Abomination limb. But looks like Spart is going to be able to get away with just a couple dots still stuck to him. Ferna didn't take the most amount of damage, but a majority of his burst is gone with our Abomination limb. 2 minutes until that comes back, and that was a full army of the dead. Spart surviving that quite handily does give him a little bit of that advantage. And looks like he's going to turn his attention onto the pet, getting a dot onto Ferna. With the... What is that talent called nowadays? I don't see a lot of Arcane Mages run anymore. Nether something. Spart trying to go. It looks like Spart is playing the 30-second alter time, has plenty of damage with Inferno, can actually just take a lot of damage to the face. He'll always be able to alter time back to where he was. Big arcane missiles flying. Inferno taking massive damage from the setup. Very huge damage. Is gonna have to go for Death Pact, maybe too early. Needs himself some heals. Probably should have went for Death Pact first and Lichborn after the Necrotis is gone. Does have the AMS to survive this, but not a lot of self heals available. Spart does get himself invis for a second Inferno. Not a lot really left to do against Spart, as Spart does have the slows. And again, alter time is back up. He's just gonna alter all the damage he's gonna take. Anti-magic zone is not enough, and Spart takes him out. Monkey flip up next as a monk going up with a leg sweep. Spart does not have alter time for this one. Is gonna have to ice block. No shields available, and it looks like he didn't have the normal blink out of this either. As monkey flip goes, lots of spins here, dude. Lots of spins. A lot of my guildies started using this. There's a warlock that does the drain soul playstyle as affliction, and he always spins whenever he does that as part of his rotation. It's just hilarious. Speaking about that, that's the only reason you can do this, because of control support with the game. I do wonder what it's like to level a character with control support. I wonder if it'll be fun playing the game casually, like on a TV or something. Oh, I probably could do it. I got a new TV recently. Well, my twin did, but it'll be interesting to set something up like that. All the time available Spart. Touch of the magic should be big damage. If Spart can maximize the damage inside of it. Monkey flip going in for massive Fist of Fury. Spart not worried at all. All the hell, he's just going to gain it back in alter time. Looks like maybe I had to alter time a little bit earlier. Monkey flip taking big damage. Karma coming out right after as Spart gets the images rolling. Needs himself the shields back up pretty quickly here. Is going to try to go for a polymorph onto Monk and trinket it out of the leg sweep. The Monk landing quite a bit of damage. Zoan doing quite a lot too, as the Monk does pop defenses with the diffuse magic, dealing with Spart's magic damage. All arcane, going for that sipping cup from the Kyrian boy. If he can get out of combat, he might be able to put that thing on cooldown. It is a 5-minute cooldown. Yes, I do have a twin chat. Spart got himself some shields available with an invis. It looks like his owl friend also goes invisible as well. And that's going to be a bit of a reset for the both of them. Spart does have still plenty of ways to deal with it. Temporal available, all the time available, though Ice Block is gone, so maybe for Monkey Flip this could be good. Does land a poly onto Monkey Flip. This is going to go for the big touch of the magic. Could be massive damage as Rune of Power does get to join the fight. Big damage right now. Spart does go for alter time into a temporal right after. Going to be even more defenses available for him. Big health recovery as Monkey Flip flipping over to Spart in cap as he needs to go for a little bit of a reset himself. Spart, as long as he has a way out of every leg sweep, he should be okay. Shields are up. Does have himself the missiles. Monkey Flip does disappear though behind the pillar, and Spart without the shimmer is not gonna go chasing. Instead, he's going for instant cast. I'm not really sure what the purpose is for instant cast. I remember back in BFA, you actually wanted to instant cast as much as possible because you gain health. I don't think that's a thing anymore. Spart again with an alter time. Monkey Flip basically needs to go in knowing that there's going to be on alter time and kind of commit the rest of the damage after alter time. Spart doesn't get the most recovery out of that one, but the shield still holds strong. Is going to get an polymorph with him. Explosion onto Monkey Flip. I'm surprised he didn't break the poly. And Spart trying to pop back into that invis. He's more just kind of waiting out the Monkey Flip at this point. It's going to be really, I think, up to the Monk to line up these big cooldowns and try to see if he can make something work. Trying to lock Spart down. I think he's trying to see if he can bait a blink. Could be a big leg sweep right now, but the alter time stops him in place for a second. Big missiles coming out. Spart still has plenty of self heals available. Touch of Death actually survives Touch of Death into a Karma though. Oh my goodness. Survived the Touch of Death there. Do you see that with the shields? He used the shields while low, and the shields absorbed a lot of the damage. No one Touch of Death is you got her. Seawork up next, playing the Night Fade this time as an Arcane Mage instead of the Kyrian, so this will be really interesting. I think the Night Fade do definitely have some sort of advantage in some regard for Arcane Mages. Not optimal, but they're really not bad. Poly onto Monkey Flip as he goes in for a second Sipping Cup. And Seawork trying to make some big blasted damage happen. Big instant cast on a Monkey Flip. No Karma available. Does he have the biggest setup? Does the Touch of the Magic connect? It does! And Seawork takes him out right after him. You know, Spart softened him up from one monk into the next, though. We're going into Infam. Also playing that Kyrian monk setup. Oh, the leather armor actually looks cool without the helm. That leather armor actually looks really cool. I was thinking at first, like, you know, at the beginning of the expansion, where everybody was saying, oh, Kyrian is the best for everybody. I was thinking maybe play Kyrian Rogue just because, you know, it had massive advantage over everything else. But thank goodness they removed it. But I never really liked, for the longest time, never really liked the Kyrian leather set. But looking back, it's actually not bad. Yo, what's up, King? How you doing, my man? I mean, Arms Warrior looking for a ranged alt, you rate balanced druid or hunter. Ranged alt? Boomy. No, hunter's also, both of them are really good. If you want to have self heals, go Boomy though. Lexip on to Seawork. Looks like Seawork is nowhere to be found. Images available. Does have alter time available too. I wonder if Seawork's playing similar build as Spart with a 30-second alter time. Because that could be huge. Going for some instant casts as Infam did have diffused magic. Karma to follow. Seawork just survive the Karma. And as long as he doesn't commit damage to the Karma, he'll be in a good spot. Infam's own health does get interrupted. Not much you can really do. Kyrian does come out with a master weapons, as well as the Kyrian potion. Images available. Does get interrupted on the Seawork's Arcane though for a second. Nova comes in. Should be able to incap him. Looks like the incap breaks. So shift of power coming out for Seawork. I don't know if he's able to hit Infam from that far, but he does get cooldown reduction. Poly trying to land it. Looks like the Poly is not going to connect, and Seawork is going to bail out. Seawork does look like he's not playing Shimmer. So he's either playing for Alter Time, but I wonder what would be the other talent in that row. I think there's one where mages can continuously use the shield. It'll just drain their mana, but you can basically have constant uptime on the shield. Touching the magic getting set up on the Infam with big missiles as the monk rolls in. Stops Seawork for a second. Touch of the magic is still going to be huge. Basically a touch of death for the mages. Blinking out of this. Magic goes in for big damage. Barrage slowing Infam down, doing a bit of damage. Big port for Infam. Does create some space to catch up. And Seawork is mounting up to hopefully continue putting pressure on the monk as best as possible. 7 minutes, 30 seconds of this duel. 60% dampener. And Infam, what are we looking at cooldowns? It's 15 seconds for that Karma, so you might be okay. Getting interrupted from afar, rooted, and Seawork actually has plenty of damage from a distance with that arcade power. Missiles to follow, freshly missiles following right after. But looks like it's not enough to take him down just yet. As we're hitting that 8-minute mark, almost, boys. That's where the dampening really starts to set in. Gonna be pretty bad for Infam, but also Seawork shields are gonna be weaker. That's going to be the alter time, and Infam does decide, you know what, I need to bail out. Seawork does have alter time, could get close to Infam if necessary. Missiles barraging him with diffused magic returning though, but the root is going to put him in a bad spot. Try to port away, not a lot of mobility there for Infam. Needs this Karma right now. Seawork tried to stay away before the Karma can connect. Karma does connect. Touching the magic is going to get reversed back to Seawork, so Infam should be able to get good healing with good Karma from this. It looks like Lexi comes out as Seawork trying to get cooldown reduction. The images are there to keep Seawork at bay though. But Infam just cannot commit damage. So far, Seawork has been able to outrun him. Monk's biggest advantage is mobility. So just gotta be playing a class even more mobile than a monk. That's all you need. Seawork so far has had a massive advantage. Hasn't had to use Ice Block. Cooldown's coming up very, very soon. And so far has been able to utilize his mobility to maintain himself while putting pressure on Infam. But without having the Shimmer playstyle, you are limited on mobility. You do have a cooldown on your blink. It does create shot of stuns, which is good against Infam or any class with a stun. However, it does make it a little bit harder to follow somebody. I think the plan for duels would be to lure them out in the open and keep him in the open, and then kind of take him down where they can get behind the pillar. With Infam having a port behind the pillar at all times, it's going to be difficult. Is Say getting away from his position? Polymorph out in the open for Seawork, trying to go for a re-poly in case those Tricket daggers, the Tricket touches the magic, still connects, and Seawork might be able to make some damage happen. Going for as many instant casts. How is himself doing? Does get himself the temporal to get back a little bit of healing. Arcane power available, but Infam does bail out as soon as he sees that powerful cooldown coming out of Seawork with Arcane power. Goes in for a little bit of recovery. I wonder if Seawork, yep, sitting down for food. Force Infam out from behind the pillar. And as long as Infam doesn't reset the port, which looks like he might have before he went out. Zuen available. Does he have anything to combine here? Seawork does have the extra ability as the night phase, so that's basically an extra blink for him. But the incap does stop him in place. Not the best position for Infam right now. Seawork does have a good line inside of him. Infam doesn't really have anywhere to go unless he turns around right now. The constant slows are making it harder for him. Looking like he wants to commit with a Karma. He feels pretty bold, knowing that he has a Karma to work against Seawork. Try to see if he can catch some line of sight, but he's still not in a good position. Seawork has the angles here. Very, very easy angles, especially he can, I guess unless you hide like this. But you're still kind of out in the open. Infam still just doesn't have a lot of line of sight. Needs to run to the pillar if he wants to make that port. Unless he's looking for that Karma. The slows coming in from images are going to put him in a bad spot. This could be really bad. Karma does attach. Seawork could ice block it. He chooses not to. That's going to be Steven with a dono, my man. That's Steven. Got himself out to time. Big missiles rain down onto Infam. The image is still slamming him with frost modes. Big damage split through karma. Verify's coming out. Doesn't get the heals. That's going to be an interrupt from Steven. Needs just a little bit more globals in cap as Infam is super low in health. Lexi, but Steven trinkets out of it. Did have to trinket in order to finish off the monk, and eventually walking up next. Gonna get clipped out by that AoE into a Nova. Can we get a hashtag Steven in chat showing our appreciation for the wonderful donation? Thank you so much. That's 20 bones. Yo, boys, hashtag Steven for the wonderful, generous, beautiful donation. Steven blinking away from the kidney shot off. Vinci going for a cheap shot right after. Steven got himself all the time in case health goes bad at all. And then Vinci taking a bit of damage. Cloak shot is available, but looks like might have to vanish out. Catch himself a bit of a reset. Man, that's a... Lots of damage out of Seavark. Eventually went in with a go. No Shadow Blades that round. And Seavark going for the eyes immediately. Picking them up ASAP. As Eventually still skulking in stealth. Skulking around. We'll see if he's able to come back from this. And this is an Arcane Mage. They can blink out of your stuns. So locking him down is going to be kind of difficult. I don't know if you even want to lock him down. Let's see if we're going for the other eyes. Eventually might be able to take advantage here. Maybe land a sap onto Seavark. Does sap him. No trinket available for Seavark. Does have the eyes back if necessary. Cheap shot. Going to be immediate trinket for Seavark though. Blinks out of it actually. As eventually trying to make some damage happen all the time. Blinks Seavark pretty close. Got himself the Maldraxxus Covenant into a smoke bomber after polymorph coming out into eventually either way. And Seavark trying to see if he might be able to repoly a trinket. Touching the magic, gonna be a trinket interrupt for a Vinci into a shift in power. Gonna take a little bit of damage from the shift in power. Cheap shotting it. Let's see where it goes for Invis. The DRs and cheap shots should be quite major at this point. Touching the magic right after, Seavark should be able to get quite a bit of damage. No interrupt available for a Vinci for a few seconds. Seavark got instant cast. No way out of this unless Vinci goes in for a blind right now. Does go for a blind. Maybe gonna catch a reset. Shadow Step into Demoniac. Probably could have just outran it anyway. And went for a bit of a reset himself. Oh, Arcane Orb though, clipping him out in the open. Slow down. There's just nothing you can do with those Novas. You're just out in the open. Not a lot left. Missiles from super far. Can't even Shadow Step to him. And it's going to be over. As Seavark takes him out. Seavark's camera angle is a little bit weird though, because he blinked off a mount. But when you do that, it breaks. Demonic up next. Oh, dodging the shield. Dodging the shield also. And Necrolord. Rogue. Oh, with a tongue too. I like when you channel it, the tongue kind of just wiggles. Kind of weird looking. Seavark still continuing to get slammed with those stones. That's how we'll blink for that one. But still lots of damage. Demonic just blasting through him right now. Does AoE him out of Invis. And there goes the spikes. The spikes are going to be there perma unless the Icebug comes out, and there it goes. Demonic doesn't really want to get out of stealth. Building up common points for free right now. He just built up some freebie common points. Nova probably going to get him down though. Blood on the Seavark right after this trinkets to follow. As Seavark does get hit with a bleed. And Demonic just needs a little bit more damage. We are at that 54% dampening. Seavark's shields are just not going to hold as much. Demonic does have a reset with a cloak if he needs to. And he knows that Seavark is probably going to get an altar time in there. Altar time getting cancelled. And Seavark is going to bail out. You can, as a mage, cancel altar time to juke someone out. Check the power coming in for Seavark. Should be able to get the shield back faster. Demonic finally landing the kidney shot. Has an eviscerate. Does he have any dances? Looks like no dance available for this man. Smoke bomb to car himself for now. Seavark looks like he's going to walk in there with an invis. Images are available. And into a temporal. Should be able to temporal some of this damage at 54% dampening. Not much you can really do. Altar time is available. I said drop slow. Into missiles right after as a spike hits Seavark. Could be anyone's game. Demonic is kind of low. Seavark picks up some shields. Demonic needs a kill right now, otherwise it's over. And I think Seavark might just have him actually. Yeah, I think he has him. Yo, Seavark came in, dude. This rogues ain't stopping the boy himself. Big damage for him. Let's go, boys. Let's go. I did pretty good when I was in them. True. Yo, that was so good, dude. Yeah, I've been doing some. Alrighty, boys, let's get another group up and running, yeah? Mithra and Latka, you guys will be up next, man. Nothing can we do against arcades with 65% shield legendary. It's tough, that's for sure. It is tough. Chicago to 5, man. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, let's see if we can. I guess Mithrin. Chicago took the group from Mithrin. Let's do it like this. We'll keep Mithrin like out here in the corner. So we go to Chicago and Lotka. Let me just name this one, or title it, or number it really, because I usually call them like US SL number 35. That's all. Nothing crazy. Should I keep my group, do a different team, and try to form? It's up to you, man. Do 26 badges nuts? Yo, I need to get myself into 26 badges at some point for PvP. I'm just doing everything else, then gonna get trinkets last, dude. That's huge though. Make an arcane look broken. They're really good if you know how to play them properly. Next time I'll play against someone playable. Yeah, I gotcha. Let me get Chicago and Laka next because they got groups. And we'll try to switch boards and boom so they play against someone else. You know what I mean? I have no target. Lotka, I misspelled your name. That'll probably help. Not doing that. Lotka, Chicago, make sure you guys are online in real ID. Make sure you guys are online in real ID. It's not letting me queue you guys up. Make sure you're online in real ID and we should be good to go. Does you ever play Shimmer or Master of Time? I think you played Master of Time. Do I always need a buff in PvP in your opinion? I don't think so. It's still early to call any kind of buffs or nerfs for PvP for Outlaw. Because the season stuff just started, right? Chicago, make sure you're online. Oh, never mind. No. It's not you. It's me. I had a U somewhere in your name. After the I for Chicago. I don't know how I did it. No idea. Oh, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know if Outlaw... Because Outlaw is much better than it was in BFA. It still takes you a little bit of more effort in order to score kills. But I think you are in a much better spot than you were prior to them. Like, you have the toolkits that needed for a rogue. My bad, Hyper, my group's up. Yo, it's all good. Just hit... if someone hits decline, we'll be good to go. Otherwise, I'll just requeue you guys. And then we'll be fine. You know what I mean? Is this US or EU? This is NA. This is US. Horde Mage is broken. Conduit setup is diverted energy. Make a lot of these things. Barriers heal you for 20% damage absorbed. Crazy. And Cryo Freeze. Cryo Freeze I know is the heal while you're in Ice Block. Master of Time. Show how to kill me. True. Alright, queuing up again. Hopefully it works. It might bug out, but that's okay. We'll just keep queuing until it breaks the bugs. Okay, then it did the thing. Alright, queuing again. Chicago and Laka should be good to go, boys. We're in. That tells me we're in. It might still break. I would want to play if I literally just didn't swap my Covenant. Oh no. I'm starting to think the pinned messages matter. Yo, probably not. For Sin, what Covenant would you for Assassin, what Covenant would you run for 3s? For Assassination Rogue? Probably like Night Fake, Kyrian, or actually it doesn't really matter that much for Assassination. There's not a lot of Assassination Rogues playing. I really don't know. It said we joined the Q&A arena. Okay, hold on. But it hasn't popped. You're good. I'll fix it. I fix. Actually, I don't think it matters that much. You can literally play whatever you like. Night Fae is pretty decent because of Master Poison buffs. So the Master isn't bad, but it's not amazing either. I guess it's better than nothing. But you get the same thing with the Kyrian. Yeah, I guess Kyrian or Night Fae because of the mastery. I guess it would be kind of nice, but maybe Assassinate. Well, I wonder if we'll see more people trying Assassination next week after the buffs, because it might make him a little stronger. I've been running OG keybinds. Would you recommend a Razer Naga or a mouse? I feel like my keybinds are running out. Yeah, I think if you get yourself a 12-button mouse, whether it's a Naga, whether it's other like Logitech, Corsair, whatever you feel like, I guess you would have to just try them. Maybe try to queue again? Yeah. Lotka, Chicago, leave queue real quick. Leave all queues, and I'll queue you guys in just a second, okay? 30 seconds. Hey, dude, starting out as a Warlock. What's the best option for Covenant? I see a lot of Warlocks playing Night Fae. I think Night Fae has an advantage right now compared to the other ones. But I don't think it makes that... I don't know how the sims are on them, but I see a lot of people playing Night Fae. I think I'm going to be able to do duels. We're doing them for a while, and until about 7... Until about 7-ish PM EST or so. Maybe longer. We'll see how it goes. Which run for setup? So I have a normal Corsair keyboard. I think K70, K68, 69, or 70. I don't remember what it is, and I have a Ryzen Raga. I don't use all the buttons on the mouse either. I kind of just started using the ones I'm most comfortable with, and I'll need to make more keybinds if I feel like I'm running out. But so far, I feel like I've gotten everything for now. Oh, we'll join soon. Sounds good. Sounds good. Chicago and Latka queuing again. Hopefully it works this time. Oh, immediately. Immediately, dude. Immediately, dude. Alrighty, boys. Alrighty, boys. We got ourselves them boys in here. Let's take a look at who we got. Which? We got ourselves Team 1 with Wise. A wise man once said, "What are you doing as an arms war instead of a duel?" Well, maybe he'll be okay. He's a wise man after all. I like your tabard flame. We got ourselves Miss Mac as a Windwalker. Oh, I like the swords too with a katana. We got ourselves Evil Doer in the back. We also got Chet back here as well as Flexi Cutie with a nice crown. Looking really purple today. Where's the team 2? We got ourselves Chicago with Prestige as a Frost DK. Oh, it looks so good. What is that cloak? He doesn't even have a cloak, just tabard. Under all these 3D geosets, it looks so good. We got ourselves Callus Heels in the back. Peachy, as well as Warg Ren. I actually wonder how good this mug would look like if he just had a black shirt underneath. Just a black t-shirt underneath, like no tabard. Just a black shirt. I think that would look wicked. He might look like an undead or something. You know what I mean? That'd be kind of cool. It looks like it's going to be Chicago, the Elemental Shaman this time. First up versus Flexing. As they're going for a little bit of a duel, getting really close to one another. But at least going for that honorable duel against one another. Oh my god. Anybody dizzy? Anyone else dizzy? Oh my god. When you get lasso, you should spin like that. That'd be hilarious. Flexi going in for some big damage. Line of sight while Chicago's still in the open. Should be big damage. Harpooning out from behind line of sight. It's going to be lightning lasso for Chicago. He's going to have to go for a little bit of self-heals. Oh, but it's getting interrupted with a muzzle. Chicago still trying to use Spirit Walker's Grace. The Liz continue running and moving. That was a lot of cooldowns for it. Out of Chicago there with a wall. Still holding on to Trinket. Flexing is the one without a trinket though. The fire alley putting a bit of pressure on him. Next, light lasso could be lots of damage. Stormkeeper pokes out for Chicago, and Flexing looks like he's going to be able to, or hopefully going to be able to, avoid a lot of that big zap damage. Does get a flame shock onto the pet. Looks like the lightning bolts go into the pet instead. Freezing trap into Chicago as he's trying to keep his pet alive into a feign death. Not Shadow Mend, but a camo. A little bit of a heal setup. Next time you get last, I want you to spin like that. I think it'll be hilarious. If you can pull it off, I'll give you style points. Into a oh my god, dude. Yo, any of you that pull off why is this so funny? Should I get hit with a freeze as Flexing gun? Half his health burned with that lasso. Okay, you don't actually have to do that the whole time. You can just play to win. It's okay. Trying to get himself a healing surge is Flexing, maintaining the dot pressure. Why is this so funny, dude? Oh my god. Yo, any hunters play marksman? If you end up getting it through 16 no scope kill shot, I think you'll be the ultimate champion of these duels going forward. If someone was to go for a kill shot, get someone low 360 no scope with a kill shot, that would be the best. Oh my god. Blaze for a shaman. True, dude. True. It's so funny. Back to the duel though. Flexing does have a trinket coming back. It is a 2-minute. Oh, resonant arrow kind of hitting the wall instead. Not really getting any value off of Chicago. Kind of weird. But the stun with some damage right after is nice. And another light lasso trinket comes out for Flexing. Doesn't want to take the damage from it. Chicago trying to get himself a Stormkeeper. Looks like they're not going to be able to maximize the Stormkeeper. Trying to go for a Chain Harvest off of the pet. Flexing pulling the pet back so he doesn't gain any Chain Harvest value off it. I would think for Elemental Shaman, Chain Harvest might be really difficult to line up. That's going to be Steel Trap. Stop at Chicago in place for a second. Has the lightning in his hands, but looks like it is going to be timeout. With the Freezer Trap right after as he goes in for a healing totem. It looks like Flex is actually just going to eliminate the totem. How dare you? That totem actually has a lot of health. Most people won't even go to kill it. There's just way too much health for globals. It looks like Flexing is going to just play this very, very carefully, going for as much dot damage, range damage as possible, chakrams and everything, maintaining dots in Chicago, as Chicago hoping that Flexing walks away from the pillar, as the pet getting hit with a flame shock should give Chicago plenty of lava bursts if necessary for damage. Stun with a light lasso, another spin to win coming out as the pet stack rolls in. Flexing should be able to live a lot of this damage. Resonating arrow for some damage coming out. Does go feign death. Stunned by the earth elemental into a turtle shell as Flexing had to go for every single heal. The curing potion with the healing over time, as well as the acceleration comes out. So that's a lot of defenses used to survive the onslaught that Chicago had with a little bit of burst. Looks like Chicago just has so much pressure as an elemental shaman, and it doesn't seem like they do much except for lightning lassos, really. Like, it just does all the damage for them in most cases. And Flexing hoping to just kind of line inside Chicago, getting the dots on all those totems, trying to deal with the earth elemental. And Chicago is trying to stay away from the pillar, doesn't want to walk into a freezing trap, staying with more of a wide swings around the pillar as we're about to hit the 5-minute mark here. Wall coming out, it looks like maybe the pet for Chicago, the Earth Ellie, doesn't have much life left in him. Stone into Flexing, maybe Chicago can make some damage happen, trying to get some slows on him. And I think that was trying to go for a lasso, but I doubt the lasso worked. Does get himself a healing surge into the stun as Flexing doesn't get knocked back, but the pet does. And Chicago trying to land a chain harvest onto the hunter, not gonna happen as the Flexing has plenty of damage from afar. Maybe harpoon right after, if he gets line of sight, maybe harpoon. Doesn't harpoon towards Chicago, sending up traps on the sides, and Chicago's still doing okay. While dampening isn't up, the shaman should actually have a lot of self-heals. The mana is running kind of low though. So as long as the mana isn't super low, he will be okay. Harpoon comes in for the hunter, but he's not again committing much damage into Chicago. Chicago, I think, wants to go for a big old lasso if possible. The earth fire elemental should be swinging around the corner too, if he's still available. Where is he? Oh, he's stuck in the freezing trap. That's what. Until a lasso, if you actually get the kill while spinning as a lasso, that'll be insanely funny. Healing surge is available for Chicago. Flexing does need himself some heals. The fire elemental should hopefully stay pressure onto Flexing. It looks like Chicago kind of needs to have better pet control, so the pet does attack Flexing. Feign death comes out, does remove all the dots. And that's going to be a camo reset for Flexing. Has the control of the duels. He has the damage over time. But Chicago so far just seems so tanky for him. Like, really legitimately tanky. Is stunned Chicago as they do go for a knockback. Flex, it should still maintain the line of sight, but also the value of the damage. Freeze the trap as the lasso comes in. Very, very interesting decision there. Very interesting choice with a freezing trap. Does prevent the big stun, as well as the damage to follow right after. Stormkeeper getting interrupted with a big old muzzle. Temjin with a donut, my man. As Chain Harvest trying to come out, not gonna happen. Looks like the Chain Harvest is just not gonna happen here. Hey Dal, what about Outlet PvP? Somewhat decent in PvE and PvP. Assassination feels stronger. I feel like Outlet PvP is much better than where it was in BFA. As for like how amazing it is, hard to tell. You can make it a hashtag Timjin in chat. Thank you so much, my man. Hashtag Timjin for that donut, boys. Appreciate you, my guy. Lasso onto Flexing. Does go for feign death movement. The flame shock. Chicago is going to have to get another flame shock on. And Flexing got some cooldowns rolling, but pulling back as he sees some CDs out of Chicago. As soon as he sees some kind of cooldowns out of Chicago, bails out of it for a bit with Manning Benders behind the pillar. Looks like these two are going to have to go for a longer game. Flexing just doesn't want to give Chicago even an inch. His health drops always to half health by the end of that lasso, so it is a lot of pressure off the bat. If Chicago has any kind of instant cast to follow right after, he'll be in a great spot. If he ever had Stormkeeper after that lasso for a setup, he will be in a great position. Going to be a lasso coming out for Chicago. Does create some line of sight. Flexing doesn't really care that much about line of sight. At least does avoid a lot of that resonating error and the bonus he can get out of it. Chicago should be paying attention to the fact that maybe a freezing trap could be coming out. Not much you can really do to stop a freezing trap unless you have a pet available. I guess a grounding totem would help in that regard. Normally. Or does the grounding totem actually help in that regard anymore? I think grounding totem used to, but I don't know if it does anymore. Chicago does get hit with the freezing. Flexing, I don't think he has much dots on him anymore. But he is still continuing to get himself more dots set up. The sealed trap doesn't really stop him. Light the lasso around the corner does force Flexing to trinket it yet again. And this duel has been going on for about 8 minutes here, boys. The Survival Hunter can survive. I mean, it's literally in their name. They just got all that CC and the kiting potential. Chicago has the mana to heal themselves. He has the damage at all times. It looks like maybe he can get some zaps on the Flexing. Flexing poking in, stun coming down, streaking for Chicago. Does go for a resident shot. Maybe the zap come out with a lava burst right after. Looks like it's going to be Spirit Walker's Grace to keep himself a little bit of survivability. Flexing does need, or Chicago needs the pet to attack Flexing instead of the pet. It looks like the fire elemental is focused on the hunter's pet instead of the hunter themselves, which is super unfortunate. Just need to click that button for the pet attack to make sure it's on Flexing. Try to get himself a little bit of a sippy cup there. A little bit of a reheal. The elemental is going to get trapped out. Flexing does have the traps around the corner. Can't really get around them quite easily. And Chicago is going to be running into that steel trap. Lightning Lasso does catch him. Kind of low in health. Might be able to maybe do something out of it. Turtle Shell. And Flexing is going to get himself a bit of a health recovery with the Kyrian sippy cup, which does give him healing over time. Bigger heals, but less instant. Chicago taking their aggression onto the pet instead. If he can't hit the hunter, he might as well take the pet out. At least get better with Flame Shocks and Frost Shocks. Just at least it's out in the open. You might be able to get some damage in there. Maybe take down the pet so Flexing doesn't have the pet sack for later. Resonant Arrow yet again as the stun comes out of Flexing. Does he have enough to finish him off here? Wall coming up for Chicago, trying to get himself a bit of a heal. No muzzle available for those recasts. And looks like Chicago is going to get himself freebie heals. Flexing just doesn't have the damage. Even with the Resonant Arrow on Chicago, just didn't have the damage to follow up. Yeah, looks like he didn't have an Aspect of the Eagle or anything available for the Coordinated Assault Burst. We're at a 28% dampener. Maybe at this point, Chicago or Flexing might be able to make a play, as the healing for the both of them is going to be minimized. Lightning Lasso does have the pet sack, and you're kind of hoping that those Lightning Lassos don't really crit, otherwise the pet will take majority of the damage. Freezing Trap setting up on him. Does he have the big zaps available? Looks like he's going to get one Lightning Bolt in there, and Flexing is super far away. As long as Chicago just doesn't walk into that random Freezing Trap, he'll be in a good spot. He needs to get himself a grounding totem around on the corner of Flexing, dude. I think he has to. The Steel Trap is right in the middle. Chicago is definitely going to run into it. Try to go for a running jump. Not going to happen. Flexing catches himself a camo with that reset. Does the pet have any dots? I think the pet does not have any dots. So it's going to be a full reset by the both of them. Damn. I mean, survival can just live forever. I actually do wonder what legendary do run as survival actually for PvP. I would think it's Latent Poison, right? Lightning Lasso with that Spinneroo. Gonna force a trinket out of Flexing. And it's gonna be a Resonant Arrow for Flexing. Looks like Chicago doesn't have a trinket either. I think it was a stun for a stun, wasn't it? Big Lava Burst coming out. Is Chicago maybe finally getting some kind of a lineup on damage? Earth Elemental Wall is available. Healing Surges are up, and Flexing chilling on the opposite side. Probably with this Earth Elemental, actually might be harder for him to lay down some traps for Chicago. So the pet ends up eating the Steel Trap. This next Freezing Trap, oh, looks like he actually ended up eating it. The Earth Elemental, does he have the attacks to be able to keep Flexing in combat? Can interrupt the Manning Bandage, which is quite good. Might be good for Chicago going forward. Trying to maintain his health as best as possible. This duel has been going on for a while, huh? But neither of them wants to go down without a fight. Lightning Lasso into Flexing could be bad. Spet comes out for that Lasso. It should be pretty good. Starting to stay next to Flexing. Does knock him into a line of sight though. Into the pillar. It's going to be a Steel Trap. Stop at Chicago and place that thing. As he did get himself Spirit Walker's Grace. The Earth Elemental needs to catch up to Flexing. Hopefully the pet or Flexing has a dot. Gonna stop the heal, so that's pretty good. The Earth Elemental did his final trick right before it was over. Freezing Trap in Chicago has light in his hands, but looks like Stormkeeper isn't gonna last long at all. Flexing could maybe get himself a camo. Feign Death, and there goes the camo. Is there any dots on the pet or the hunter? And looks like there isn't. Another reset for the hunter. If Chicago doesn't pick up the eyes to find him immediately, they will be in a really rough spot. Needs to maintain Flame Shocks on the pet. If you can't get on a hunter, with the Feign Death, the hunter is going to catch a reset. And you can just go for a Flame Shock on the pet, and then you won't be able to camo. You'll dip in the camo for like a second, but because the pet takes damage, you and your pet needs to be clear. And there goes the the Flame Shock on the pet. Lightning Lasso does have the pet sack again with a stun. Resonant Arrow available. Flexing is a good spot where you can just line this at Chicago, maybe get some damage. Does have Spiegel as well as Coordinated Assault. Big damage to Chicago. Nades are doing quite a lot. The Fire Ellie is there, but the Fire Ellie turned around into the pet instead. So maybe Flexing might have to resummon the pet, but Chicago needs to have better pet control. It is not on Flexing at all. It could be doing damage to him, putting a dot on the guy, maybe dropping down a Meteor on him as well. Steel Trap, Freezing Trap is going to get hit by one of them. One or the other. The pet, the Fire Elemental is standing still. Super unfortunate. I think Flexing is going to get himself another reset. I don't think Flexing has enough damage to beat Chicago, unless it's higher dampening. We are at 48%. This duel has been going on for a very, very long while. Very, very long while. I think Chicago just needs to get a full lasso into a Stormkeeper. then it'll be all right. Freezing trap on the Chicago, holding on to his trinket for later. Probably a good idea. Maybe waiting for next stun. Stormkeeper is available, has the pet to attack. I don't know if he's going to go for zaps on the pet. Looks like he actually is going to get some big zaps on the pet. I don't really know if that is the best setup. Maybe if you take out the pet, you won't have the pet sack for the next lasso. Maybe that's the deal. Maybe that's the idea. But Flexing is still continuing to run long game. As long as there's a Flame Shock on this pet, which actually looks cool as hell, by the way. Undead Raptor. That looks insane. Flame Shock onto the Hunter. Stun on Chicago. Does shrink it as the Harpoon comes out. Lightning Lasso to follow the pet. Does have the pet sack either way. That's going to reduce the damage quite a bit here. Knocking, Flexing into the rooms. Trying to stay him, keep him in there as best as possible. Trying to stay ahead of Flexing with those Frost Shocks into Turtle. Many betters available. And Chicago trying to see if he can get himself some re-heals. Definitely going to be a freezing trap off this. As Flexing is so close to the room. Harpoon on top of Chicago. Freezing trap right behind him. Does catch him. And I don't know if he had a Flame Shock on the pet. I don't know if Flexing is going to be able to get a full camo or not. Maybe, maybe not. Chicago needs to get some kind of a dot on him or the pet. As long as he gets some kind of damage on either one, they'll be fine. Lasso while spinning to win. Hoping maybe Lasso doesn't have damage. Do you have any damage right after? Flame Shock is applied either way. Gonna be Flexing with some freebie damage from a distance. Does not have a Resonant Arrow to combine into it. If he has a Resonant Arrow, that would be the best opportunity right now. Maybe a pet stun. Stormkeeper coming out for Chicago. Will they be able to maximize it? The pet is attacking Chicago. Should be able to get a Flame Shock on it. Not to. Or at least to deny a full-blown reset. Flexing actually get a knockback behind the pillar. Exactly where he wants to be. Chicago is kind of low in health. Flexing does not have a Harpoon to interrupt this. So I actually have to go for a bit of a reset. Mending Bandage doesn't last long. Lightning Lasso does that actually go for the win here. Freezing Trap, he walks into it though. He was in a good spot for a second. If he just didn't walk just 2 steps forward, he actually might have been able to take him out right then and there. But the duel is going to the 60% dampener, boys. Full-blown 60% dampener. Yeah, Chicago, if only they had a little bit of a... I really don't know what else they could do. I really don't know what else they could do here. I guess you'd have to have a proper setup with a lasso into a lava burst saved up with some Stormkeeper. Maybe that'd be pretty good. Maybe landing a Hex on the pet. I really don't know. This is lasting quite a while, though. Oh my god, boys. How is this duel at 64% dampening? How are these guys still healing, by the way? Because Chicago's doing okay. It doesn't look like Flexing's dots also are no, by the way. Going in for big damn wall available for Chicago. Lasso into a trinket for Flexing. And Chicago kind of sitting at a 75% health. Wall keeping him alive, trying to get a Stormkeeper up and running. Also, Pet is not attacking the Hunter. The Fire Elemental needs to be attacking the Hunter. Chicago, you have a pet bar. Please click attack on your pet. Target the Hunter and click attack on your pet. And he will most of the time stay on Flexing as much as possible. Yeah, I think you need to do that. This is so much damage goes into the pet instead of the Hunter. Need to get the dots of the big meteor rolling. At least a slow Flexing is the pet. Oh my god, it looks like the pet maybe is on passive. I think maybe the pet is on passive after Flexing goes for like a feign death. The pet just kind of stops and breaks. Lasso onto Flexing does not have the pet sack to stop the damage or control it. Earth Elemental available for the 3rd time in a row now with a 5-minute cooldown. This guy has been able to see the game 3 times now. The wall from Earth Ellie should keep Chicago alive a little bit longer. And generally Earth Elemental is better at hitting the Hunter rather than the pet. And I think that's exactly what he's doing. Big stun on Chicago with the resonant shot. Flexing looking for some freebie damage while not inside of Chicago. Do they have the kill shot available sometime soon? Harpooning interrupted on that heal chain. Harvesting coming out for Chicago. Feign death for Flexing and does get the final nade in there. With 72% dampener, boys, this is going to be an all-out brawl. You're not going to be able to give Flexing Cutie a proper heal here. I don't think you'll be able to go for a proper honor duel. Whoever is on team Chicago is probably going to have to go, boys. They're probably going to have to go ASAP here. Unless we're going to wait until higher dampener. Yo, we're ready for that 0 healing game, boys. 0 healing game. Every time it was up, yo. I swear to God, every time it was up. The Fire Ellie, yo, the Fire Ellie just pulled some Tyrant plays, man. Like, Tyrant does some very dumb things. I don't know why the Fire Ellie did that. Super unfortunate when that happens. Looks like Prestige, the Frost DK, is going to be up next, though. Got himself a big old 2-hander. Maldrax is set ready. And Flexing trying to get himself a better position. As Prestige knows he's just going to get attacked by Flexing. Looking for maybe the eyes, maybe pick it up. And Flex is definitely going to have to go for some dots as soon as he picks up the eyes. Can't really hide from him anyway. The shield from the Maldraxes should also be much, much smaller with a dampener, though. So hopefully Prestige at least gets some value out of it. Flexing with a trap set up. Waiting for the DK. I feel like the DK can't really mosey around. He has to go in immediately. Stun around the corner. IBS maybe a little bit late. Flexi is going to get the kiting spree. Chain of Ice is coming out for Prestige. Does get a harpoon on him for a second. The Abomination Limb should grip Flexi to him. The stun comes out from the worm. The big dragon flying up above. Frost Worm's Fury. Flexing did Turtle Shell a lot of this damage. Actually, full Abomination Limb got turtled. Lichborn available for Prestige. I don't really know how much healing he can get out of it. Does shrink it out of a freezing trap. Using himself more obliterates to end this right here. But Flexing has the kites. He has the dots. Harpoons to him unless it was a grip. And Prestige should be going down here to the dots either way. As Flexing picked up some dammies. Callus uses a Boomy, rushing in, hoping to maybe get a kill on Flexing ASAP, having to go through a charge trap, which is super unfortunate. Gonna be Flare on one side, probably traps lined up for him. Needs to get some kind of dots on Flexing immediately, dude. Does at least get some dots on a pet. That's gonna be that freezing trap on the Flexing. Does try to go for a reset. Looked like a camo for a moment, but with the dots he won't be able to do much. Setting up a bunch of traps for Callus, tried to keep him in place, but looks like one of those traps didn't even do anything. I think it was a seal trap. Unless Callus power shifted it, which didn't look like he power shifted that at all. Stun around the corner. Flexing does not have resonant shot. Looks like he does get it up and running. Doesn't really have a lot of damage to go around the pillar though. But at least he can get some dots and nades. At least there's that. Could harpoon if he wants to catch up, to chase. It looks like Flexing does use a sipping up from the Kirin as ASAP. He's not going to get much healing out of it at this point. Medic Bitter is barely healing him at this point with 88% dampener. But the dots on the Callus with the pet attacking him is even more pressure. Callus needed to make a play as early as possible, get a bash onto Flexing and go for a setup, but I think maybe it's far too over. The dots have set in, and kill shot is going to probably be the end of him. That's basically it. Does get a disarm, but Flexing has him just so low and did outplay him there. 90% dampener. Somebody got to go next, boys. Is it Peachy up next? Looks like it is going to be Peachy, maybe? Maybe Wargren? Potentially? I think it is supposed to be Peachy. Maybe just waiting for Flexing to get a reset? I think it is Peachy. I wonder if Peachy might actually be better at this. If he can go for line of sight with the swarm, with the dots, as long as he can get those dots back up onto Flexing as soon as he goes for feign death, I think he might be able to just out-dot him. But Flexing has quite a bit of range damage, quite a lot of kiting potential. And I don't think you're going to give him an honor duel, my guy. I don't think you're going to give him an honor duel. Unless Peachy just wants to give him an honor duel. 94% dampening. He's not healing, dude. He's not going to get much healing for it. Peachy hopping in a stealth. Was he trying to bait Flexing out in the open? I think that's what he was trying to do. Back at the bear. I don't really know what's going on. Interesting. Stun onto Peachy. Flexing looking for us in the arrow. Peachy trinkets. It does go for a roar to Flexing. Trinkets out. That's going to be a full bash on the Flexing. Big Star Surges. Does he have enough to take him out? Turtle Shell not available. Flexing does go for acceleration, but his health didn't even budge. 2% healing effectiveness for all the heals. And that was Peachy with full burst, with thorns and everything. Steel trap on one side, freezing trap on another. The swarm is on him. Should do some dot damage. And those dots do get cleared from Peachy with that freezing trap. As Flexing taking a bit of that damage. If Peachy can just get a Moonfire, he'll be in a good spot. But I think the Feign Death might come out for Flexing. I think the pet still has dots though. So I don't know if he's going to get himself a proper camo. No healing coming out of this. 100% dampening. Your health isn't coming back. Your shields are actually just non-existent anymore. Peachy trying to go for a self-heal, but his health is just not moving anymore, dude. How did this game go to 100% dampener and we still have more than one person on each team? How did this game go to literally 100% dampening? How? This is the longest 5v5 1v1 game ever. He's trying to heal. It's literally... Wait, it actually does give you healing. So it's not 0, it's just 100% reduced. It's barely anything. So it's not completely 0. You see, it looks like he actually is getting some recovery. Oh my god, is Peachy actually going to do the same thing? No. No. Honestly, I was expecting for a 100% duel to just go into a full-on brawl at that point. Just everybody running out, popping big cooldowns, defensives immediately. Game will end in 3 minutes, by the way. Oh, okay. Well, either the game will end or the duels will end at some point or another. Flexing picking up the eyes. Peachy. Wait, what? Fleshcraft actually? Is that not reduced by dampening? He actually got decent shield out of it. He actually got a very decent shield out of it. I think that might not be reduced by dampening at all. Which I think would make it better. Or I think Fleshcraft being a non-dampening shield will make the Covenant stronger for PvP. I think that's nice. But then I wonder if the curing potion is not reduced by dampening, or not as heavily impacted by dampening, at the very least. Stun on the Peach, resonant arrow. Does it actually hit? I don't think that hits. I don't think that actually hits. Flexing couldn't get... Wait, maybe it does. Oh, he poked out to the front of it. He poked out to the front. Oh, that is so weird the way resonant arrow works. But Cyclone coming out for Peach, trying to deal with a pet. Needs to get some dots on the setup on the Flexing. Flexing getting the dots up and running. Got himself the turtle immediately in case Peachy was going in for a bash. We don't know if Peachy had a bash there or not. Trying to get himself a regrowth, just least stay in mobile. Is going to end up running through all the traps in the world. Got dots and Peachy been flexing at the very least. That frenzy regen might give you some healing. Does throw in the swarm. As long as you have double the Moonfire and Sunfire with the swarm, that should be a little bit of damage. Cycle on the pet. Should at least stop any kind of pet sacks. And maybe Peachy might be able to make something out of it. Just try to maintain the dots and flexing as best as possible. Back in the bear form for whatever healing he can get out of it. Bash and flexing. Star Charge is flying. Kill shot comes in. And Wargren needs to be the guy to finish it. How do you even get a camo there? Almost got a full camo. Wargren is going to run to Freezing Trap. Trinkets out of it. And that's going to be stunned by Flexing. With a Resonant Arrow. Flexing can somehow squeeze out a win here. That'll be insane. Stunned by Wargren. Should be able to get just a little bit of damage out of Flexing. Disengaging forwards to him. Nade getting thrown out. Kill shot. I think it's over. With that last nade doms him. What is up next? Who's out of all these people who didn't even get a chance to barely play? What's going to be up next? Is it chat? Is it Wise? Is it Evildoer? I think it's... Oh, it's Evildoer. Is he coming in as a Feral? Big Convoke, no Trinket. I think it's over. If you... He lived. Wait, he lived. Wait, he lived. Turtle Shell, he lived. Manic Bandage available. Trying to go for a pet revive. I don't know if you'll be able to in this turtle. Looks like he does. Rake and the stun, and you're done. How did this game go for as long as it did? This man almost did 1,000,000 damage. This man almost did 1,000,000 damage. How did that game go for as long as it did? I don't understand. It was such a long game between him and the Shaman. But then it just got longer and longer with every other person dueling. What? I don't understand. That's probably the longest game of my life in duels. That's probably the longest 5v5 1 session we've ever had. That's going to be a lot to cut out. Jesus, boys. You guys don't want to lose. I'm glad we got a bunch of winners in here, but damn. That's sweaty. I mean, keep up doing what you do, man. You know, a win is a win is a win. You know what I mean? Don't let no one stop you. You know? But damn, that was the longest duel of my life. Leipzig has Dev ran many threes that ruin glad lives. Yeah, I can totally see it. He probably comes down to like a 1v1 situation somehow, and he's like, I ain't losing. We're getting these points. How many points is this? 2 CR? We're getting a 2 CR. It's ours. I don't care. Oh, maybe has MM, but definitely not survival. Damn, dude. Only 10 seconds ago they made. Did it really? Was it only 10 seconds? Damn. How long do games last? 30 minutes or like 20? Because I have 26 minutes here, but it's probably like probably 26 minutes. They're like, okay, 26. If it doesn't end by then, move on. Another game. What is this? A battleground? Hell no. All right. Can we queue again? Yeah, Latka, we can get you in here. Boris is ready. We can get Boris and Latka to separate you guys up a little bit. Boom. In Chicago, I don't know if those two played already. Well, we can get him. No, yeah, we can get him in there. Yeah, we can do that. Alrighty, boys. Let's get another one up and running. Let's get another one up and running, boys. No one got to play. We got 2 spots. We don't have a group anymore. Oh, it's okay. Yo, Boom or Chicago. If you guys got groups, let me know. We'll try to get you guys in here, yeah? Which class is the hardest counter for a Feral? Marshall Erickson would envy your mustache. I don't know who Marshall Erickson is, but I'll take it as a compliment. Must be a mustache connoisseur. I have no idea, honestly. What would be a good counter for Feral counter of mages? But what it counters Ferals, right? Yeah, what is the hardest counter for Feral? Is it maybe DK? Casters, I think? LA Shamans. Okay, that could probably work. I could see it. Hope you're doing well. Any advice on a healer to play for 2's comps? I think best heals right now are going to be Holy Palace, rest is Shamans. I think I see a lot of those guys in arenas. But also Disgrace can be a really good team. Dude, Flexing versus Fear Lord face-off. IMO. Dude, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, if Chicago still has 5. Okay, we'll do this. Chicago and Boris. We'll get Chicago and Boris since they still have 5 while Latka trying to get groups together, man. Let's go for Chicago and Boris. I don't know if Boom has a group or not. Let me know. Maybe Seawork will take over. Let me know. Whisper me, guys, if you have a group over on the NA. We'll get a duel up and running. One spot online skews up. There we go, boys. Best counter for Perils Boomkin. Boomy is actually much scarier than they used to be. So I can maybe see it. Hit 1980 on my rogue, which is looking the second elite, 7 healer now. Let's go, dude. There's zone 1. I'm all done. Let's go. Oh, okay. Really? All right. That works out, I guess. Hey, if you want to do more, man, we're always here. Feral's good against all. Well, there must be some class like hard counters of Feral, right? Yeah, I guess a caster like an elemental shaman. We just have a very scary amount of heals. True. Druids in general have a lot of healing nowadays. Rechipala, really? I guess Rechipala could just nuke down a Feral. They're kind of, I guess as long as they don't have Barskin, it's gonna kind of be hard for them to deal with stuff. Alrighty, boys. Twitch. We got ourselves team 1 with Chicago returning with the team of Caliseals. We got us a PG Prestige somewhere inside of this big old furry chicken, as well as Wargunner Survival versus team 2 with Zikala. Never got to play so far. We got ourselves Vox as Windwalker, Ferna as a Unholy DK with Demoniac, and Monkey Flip going for a flip of his own. Looks like Zikala is going to be first up, finally getting a chance to play. Got themselves a slime pet with like an arrow and a sword sticking out of this thing. Probably just the separate extra weapons, you know, extra arrows for the crossbow when they're shooting out Serpent Stings. And Chicago is going to be first out for team 1. Hopefully it won't go down like the last survival versus Elemental Shaman. Going to be a big old harpoon. Light and Lasso coming out for Chicago. Instant immediate trigger for Zikala. Chicago getting those flame shocks, frost shocks rolling, trying to get a chain harvest. Looks kind of insane actually with that chain harvest. Not the most amount of damage onto Zikala though. I wonder if that ability is even good for Elemental Shaman at all. Healing surges are available for Chicago. Either way, Zikala continues to make the damage over time happen with the dots, kill commands, but looks like he doesn't want to get into melee range with Chicago at all. Chicago getting his flame shocks up and running. Big lava burst, and Zikala throwing down the death chakra. Should be able to get a lot of raptor strikes in there. Knockback coming out. And Zikala again going for more of a defensive play. Turtle with many benefits, but getting canceled out with a pet. With a flame shock from the pet. Looks like he does have the honor talent for the ice trap that makes him immune to healing, but also immune to damage. Into another lasso onto Survival Hunter while the spin to win comes out. And Zikala is not really in a good spot so far. Chicago has been super tanky, trying to doorway of shadows over to where the hunter tried to go for line of sight. Feign Death coming out, should be able to clear himself off of dots, but as long as you have a flame shock, not going to be able to get much healing. Zikala just not in a good position to win here, I don't think. Does get the ice trap into Chicago. The healing does not really go through because of the flame shock, with frost shock slowing him down. I think Chicago just had himself like a very much a bulwark playstyle. Big lava burst coming out. And Zikala does have the death chakra doing a bit of damage, but all of that is easily recoverable with a heal. And the Survival Hunter is kind of struggling here. Going for a bit of that line of sight, but is struggling. Definitely struggling for this duel. He's going to get himself a camo. Not for long though. Poor guy's backpedaling, man. Light Lasso, is that going to take him out? Oh no, lava burst to end it all, and that's going to be Chicago taking him out with a big old spin. What's up next? Is it going to be Monkey Flip? Looks like Monkey Flip goes in for a leg sweep immediately off of the kill for Chicago. Walk coming out for the Elemental Shaman. Monkey Flip going in for an interrupt on nature. Doorway of Shadows available for Chicago to be able to reposition, get himself a healing surge or two. The Zuen is in combat. The weapons of order are rolling, and that's going to be a hex on a Monkey Flip. Could be seeing a trinket out of the monk. Has a lot of potential here. As Chicago going for a Stormkeeper setup. Light and last on the Monkey Flip. Chickens out of immediately. Does have the Flame Shock rolling. Do they go for the zaps? Does get the slow onto the Monkey Flip. But looks like Chicago is still a little bit uncertain about walking in with a big Stormkeeper. Just kind of letting Monkey Flip get a bit of a reset. Has the big zaps available in his hand, but just not enough to use them. I think at that point you want to go for a lasso and then immediately have zaps available. Understand the Frost Shock plate to slow him down, but it's just... it feels kind of bad, man. Losing out on that Dammy. I guess it is only a 45-second cooldown, so it's cooldown pretty often used. Big lasso onto Monkey Flip, going for a big old spin to win. Monkey Flip find himself at about half health before popping off cooldowns. Leg sweep on Chicago does get knocked back with the images, having to cancel his cooldowns in order to get this damage up and running. Interrupt on Chicago, free healing available for the Shaman though, as he's getting kicked on Shadow. Monkey Flip better be careful when he interrupts. Chain Harvest is going to use for Chicago, but looks like Monkey Flip is going to bail out of there. Actually just doesn't care. Chicago using it for self-heal instead. Oh my god, these spins, dude. I keep switching to wrong people. I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting who's on who and which team. Into a big old light lasso, Monkey Flip getting hit, but not as big a damage as he was expecting. Fire Elemental joining the fight. Monkey Flip is going to go for a big defensive here. This is going to be interrupted on again on Shadow with the free Hex by the Shaman. Absolutely free Hex. Big Stormkeeper getting set up. Could be a big Meteor setup for Chicago as well. That's going to be big Zaps available. Monkey Flip having to go for a Karma. Chicago trying to minimize the damage on that Karma, knocking the Monk out with the Ghost of rolling out. Big Fist of Fury trying to door Shadows away from it. In cap, as he breaks his own Fist of Fury, is still going to be able to almost get the door of Shadows rolling. It's when lasso, Monkey Flip could be in a really bad spot. Does Chicago have any instant cast to follow? Lava Burst coming out with the Sipping Cup from the Kyrian does keep Monkey Flip alive. If he had nothing for that setup, that could have been really, really bad. Chicago trying to round the bend. And I think Chicago has a massive advantage here as Elemental. Just the damage he puts out is just so much higher than when last time he played Enhancement. Like, Enhance isn't bad, don't get me wrong, but you definitely have to try harder than when you play Elemental. Just about every single button you press as Elemental is just massive. Massive cooldowns for him. Massive damage. Next lasso is going to put him again in a bad spot. Chicago just doesn't really have much. Looking for a knockback play with Monkey Flip as he rolls back towards that pillar. Doesn't really have the best setup around the pillar into a dampened magic. But it's going to be Chicago sinking those lightning bolts with Stormkeeper charged up into that defensive. Probably not the best move, but it should be okay for now. Big weapons awarded coming out from Monkey Flip. Chicago is finding himself in Ghost Wolf into a stun by the Earth Elemental. Needs to make sure he does get a disruptor onto a nature spell. He gets a disruptor on Shadow though. Lets him the opportunity to go for a Hex as well as heals. Perfect opportunity to recover and wait for that lasso to be back up and running. Maybe we can get some damage onto Monkey Flip. Does he have the big port here? Looks like lasso cancelled. Or maybe lasso was just super DR'd. I think lasso was just super DR'd. Karma as Chicago is having to go for a bit of a defensive play as Monkey Flip is exhausting his last defense. Another stun coming out. Monkey Flip does roll out of it. And Chicago is actually quite under a lot of pressure here. Unless they go for maybe a wall with the Earth Elemental. Wall available right now. Trying to go for Chain Harvest. Does it get interrupted? In capped instead. And Monkey Flip goes for recovery of his own instead. Another Chain Harvest into a stun by the pet. Into a Hex right after. Chicago should be able to get himself a lot of recovery here at the very least. 6 minutes into the duel, 8% dampener. Chicago just sees himself a nice lasso onto Monkey Flip with a big old zap available. Do they catch him out in the open? If they can somehow just get a big old lasso, lasso comes out, zap's available right after, but looks like Monkey Flip doesn't sit the lasso long at all. Went for a leg sweep. I think Chicago is canceling his own lasso somehow, or it was super heavily DR'd. And I just haven't been paying attention to the DR. But then it makes two of us Chicago, right? That makes two of us at that point. Monkey Flip looks like going to be able to survive for a little bit longer. In cap on Chicago is Wesley. Comes in with a dono. How did everyone's day go today? Yo, chat, how did your day go? Wes is asking. Can we get a hashtag Wesley showing appreciation for a wonderful, beautiful dono for being a beauty and being very, very generous? Thank you so much, my guy. Hashtag Wesley, boys. Appreciate you, some man. Appreciate you, my guy. 7 minutes into the duel, light lasso onto Monkey. Does have the fire elemental. Does he go for the meteor? Could be perfect setup here. It looks like he does not have the meteor. Maybe used it before. Maybe just hasn't been used yet. But it's still plenty of opportunity for him to get that big old meteor up and running. If he does have it. Almost 8 minutes into the duel. Chicago just needs just a little bit more. Every time he has a big old setup for lasso, he just needs a little bit more damage just to finish it. Just a little bit more. His survivability against Monkey Flip and just about everybody so far has been spectacular. The self-healing is good. As long as you get a kick out of the enemy, that's it. The basic have nothing. Alexiop onto Chicago does get a knockback as weapons of order roll in for the Monk, trying to make the Fist of Fury's big kicks work. That's going to be Doorway of Shadows. Chicago does separate from him, trying to go for a Hex. Does have the intro for the Hex. Chain Harvest available in capital Chicago, trying to deny him any kind of healing. That is going to do damage, but also do the healing here. Quite a bit of healing too. A little bit of damage, not as much as it is with Stormkeeper. Stormkeeper coming down. It's going to be Monkey Flip bailing out of there. as the cast finishes off. He keeps confusing him while doing the spin, man. Gives it a bit confuses. And Chicago, looks like he's not pushing in, man. Just not pushing in. Instead going for food. I guess there's no point. Lightning Lasso does not have the lightning in his hands anymore. Monkey Flip knows. As long as there was only Lasso, he will be okay. Does have himself Diffuse Magic. Should be able to deal with this quite easily. From any kind of counter check from Chicago, because he's going to have to wait this out a little bit longer. Does go in for a while. Lava Burst available. Getting in capped as he's trying to go for actually getting interrupted on Lava Burst. Very opportunity to land a Hex. And Monkey Flip does not have a trinket to follow. If Chicago can just get a little bit more damage, the Lava Bursts are making work happen. If you get another Lasso here, Karma comes out. Just do 0 damage to him while Karma is up, and you'll be okay. Lightning Lasso while Karma is up is going to give good Karma for Monkey Flip. Actually give him some recovery. That's a damage back to Chicago. If only he just waited a little bit longer with that Karma, did 0 damage into that Karma, just played defensively, I think he might have been able to end it there. But if that Karma getting healed up with good Karma, I mean, it puts us at 9 minutes here, boys. Damn. 100 PvP lasts so long, but it takes the same time. What? Last 70%? Oh, he did last 70%, didn't he? Lasted like until the at least close to 20%, 20-minute mark. Big Lightning Lasso for Chicago. But does he have any follow-up right after? 2 Lava Bursts. Nice proc with a Lava Burst. That actually did quite a bit of damage. I think that's basically what you need. You need to maintain a Flame Shock on Monkey Flip. Wanting to have a big setup, Lava Burst with a big Stormkeeper. Lava Burst into Lightning Bolts while Stormkeeper is up. And over big Master Procs. Going for the Meteor play onto Monkey Flip. Doesn't have a lot of defenses. He does have Diffuse Magic coming up very, very soon. Does interrupt Chicago on Shadow. Is going to be a Hex for free. Chicago super low. Monkey Flip going in for a Trinket. Just trying to go for the final kill at the end. And does land it. That was a long duel. 10 minutes between an Elemental Shaman as well as a Monk. Dampening super high. So the next few duels should be actually very, very quick and easy then. At least for a lot of you guys. Looks like somebody on team 2 left. Oh no. I think it wasn't the other Monk. It was somebody else. Callus goes in for a root onto Monkey Flip. Does go for a Diffuse Magic. No trinket available. Does have a Karma. So as long as Callus can stun him and maybe go for a big old Convoke, he might be okay without having to deal with that Karma. As long as he's able to do that. Maybe just gotta wait out for Monkey Flip to get at him. Wait for him to leave the pillar. I feel like sometimes casters do need to push up mid in these duels. Like waiting out, waiting for him to get cooldowns back. It's probably not a good idea. Like he wants you to go behind the pillar. But I feel like sometimes you do have to take the bait and then just outplay him. Is this still gonna be another long one, boys? Is this still gonna be another long one? Oh boy. Oh no. Who did leave the other team? Because Monkey Flip, and I think that was... No, there was a Hunter. Oh no, there was a Hunter that played against the played against Chicago. That's the one that left. I don't blame him, honestly. Survival Hunter? Okay, yeah, I don't blame him. They're just waiting dead. Gonna just stick around and watch the duel, but I guess I could watch from stream. Big Star Surge coming out for Callus. Immediate Karma by Monkey Flip. And Callus tanking this up in bear form. If they have a big old Convoke with a stun onto Monkey, they don't have any kind of trinket or anything, but looks like they're gonna poke out, blow all their cooldowns with a Karma, and then bail out behind the pillar. I feel like Callus is at this point. He has the Incarnation, should probably push up with that Incarn and make the damage happen. Or maybe disengage? I don't know if he meant to disengage that way around the pillar. But looks like he's just gonna wait it out, maybe. Tricky coming back from Monkey Flip, so any kind of bash or any kind of setup, I mean, he should be able to deal with it. Lexi with a Callus does have a trinket, instead goes in for a Barrack Skin as Weapons of Ordnance when does come out from Monkey Flip. Does not hit damage to follow up. Still quite a bit of damage. Convoke coming out, getting interrupted on Convoke. Does he have any damage to follow up right after? Looks like Callus in a bad spot, trying to go for a cycle. It looks like not a lot of health left, and Touch of Death comes out. This is why I think you need to push in early sometimes, or earlier, while the enemy doesn't have all the cooldowns back and take the opportunity. Sometimes you just need to push in, man. You just gotta go in there. But looks like Monkey Flip does get the kill there, and Prestige is gonna be up next. Giving the guy an honorable duel at the 12-minute mark. 47% damper. Boys, is this gonna be another 20-minute plus game? What's up, Sajik? How you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good one, guy. Hey, Monks, you just gotta learn to play around him. Prestige going in for the big old graspy hand, but Monkey Flip nowhere nearby. I don't really know why you would use it that early. but he's just not getting any value. Does get a chain of ice on monkey flip the hand. Does get at least one claw in there. Big Fist of Fury parrying out. Prestigious burst goes in for the blind, but needs to get himself a stun at some point or another versus monkey flip. Big spin crank kicks coming out. Big karma available, and Prestige just needs himself a bit of survivability. Goes in for a stun, but still fuels the karma. So it's still going to be for survivability for monkey flip. And Prestige trying to see if he can wraith walk around the pillar. Not going to happen. Incap does break though. Might have enough some damage here. That parry is not going to allow him the Fist of Fury parry. Not letting any damage go through. And I think it's going to be a monkey flip taking out Prestige, just a global or two. Wargren up next as a survival hunter. Looks like he's going to give monkey flip also an honor duel. Man, you guys are really trying to make some long games. You guys are giving me a lot to edit here. What is going on? Oh no. Monkey flip getting dotted up. Pillar play, I think, is going to be his number one step. Resonant arrow, not much you can really do with this pillar, as Wargren is going for some cooldowns. Monkey might as well go in and try to stop the damage, and Wargren has a perfect kiting potential. Gets him super low, and actually kill shot to follow. Oh my goodness, what is it, really that easy, boys? All you had to do is just line up some cooldowns and run at him? Man, I guess he didn't have a lot of cooldowns after going through the boomkin as well as the DK. Looks like it's going to be Ferna getting the big LA bomb rolling up. Doesn't really have a lot to slow Wargren down. Should be able to get himself some survivability here with that line of sight. Freezing trap onto the A-bomb. Trinkets out of that stun. And he probably needs to lay him a full trail of traps in order to deal with Ferna, especially while A-bomb limb is out. Just need to slow down the DK on the approach for a little bit. Turtle Shell and Manning Bennett, SCC is Ferna popping off big cooldowns right now. Might as well commit that cooldown early in the duel, as Wargren actually doesn't really have a lot of defenses left. Trying to go for a harpoon to Ferna, as Ferna swapping attention onto the pet. Not a lot of healing going to be done here. Freezing trap onto the pet as Wargren gets himself a camo for a second. Oh my god, Wesley, my man. Oh, it takes time and practice, Wesley. Can we get a hashtag Wesley for being a beauty, man? You really don't got a dono, dude. If you just want to watch the streams and enjoy them, you're more than welcome to. Ferna going in for a big death back in crisis health, but at least give himself a little bit of health to work with. But does go down as the dots seep in. Looks like the poisons really do the work. We're going to make sure to make those poisons extra venomous today. Demoniac trying to go for a bit of sap. Is he going to go for a Shadow Strike? Shadow Step? Does he know this is a freezing trap sitting there? Oh no, my guy goes in for another sap. Oh no. Does he know? Does he see it? Cloak or Shadows, just to make sure any traps are dealt with. That's going to be Pet Sack for Wargren, trying to deal with the damage of Demoniac. But the Shadow Strikes do find the mark. Demoniac taking out Wargren. Still holding on to his Maldraxxus shield too. And Peachy is the last one left. 16 minutes into the duel. Demoniac just kind of poking at him, poking the bear. Seeing if he's actually there, and looks like Peachy is around playing the Boomy. I wonder how Boomy's gonna... Dude, you got a spike right through his dome. He literally threw a spike in his dome. Why would you do that? He was literally AFK sleeping, and then you just stuck a bone in his head. Why would you do that? Right in the dome, dude. Right in the cortex. Why? And it looks like Demonic is just kind of waiting. Is Peachy just playing some kind of a weird game here? Peachy just exchanging the swarm. I don't know if he's waiting for Demonic to go for a full proper reset or something. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. Flashcraft coming out for Peachy as he's getting himself a bit of recovery. Demoniac pokes in with a roar, and Peachy going in for a cycle, and actually decides against the Bachelor. Demoniac trinkets out. Blinded to Peachy does have a trinket of his own, but decides with this blind not to go in for a big old trinket. He does have Incarn rolling. It looks like back to the bear form. He had some big cooldown set up and ready to go to get a trick out of Demoniac. Demoniac does not have a Cloak of Shadows from this duel. So, should at least be able to get some dots on a Peachy. I guess those dots are going to do a bit of damage. But the natural health recovery, I don't think is going to be that bad. Wesley with another. Wesley, my man, with even 549 big bones and now 229 big bones. Thank you so much, my man. Can we get a hashtag Wesley, boys, if you haven't yet? We're being a generous beauty. Thank you so much, my guy. I really do appreciate it. Demonic opening up, has evasion roll in case there's a batch of little Peachy just sitting in bear form with his own frenzied regeneration. Is it not playing against the rogue? Kidney shot coming out. Not shrinking this. Has bark skin, has thorns. I think he's just done. Cheap shot. Demonic is just going in there. Cloak of Shadows right after. Peachy just committing 0 cooldowns. Maybe he just felt like, you know what? I guess the rogue, there's not much you can really do. And there goes the duel. That was a long one and a weird one. How is Chicago so tanky? Or is everybody in Chicago fights just has like 0 damage, 0 gear? That takes so long. Dampening? Oh yeah, I guess with dampening high enough, there's just not much you can really do there. Raven needs 3. Alright, boys, let's get another per running, yeah? Can we do one more? We probably could. Probably could. Who has a group, boys? Who has a group so we can get another duel up and running? So we might be able to catch up with... Yo, we just need one more and we have 40. We caught up with the EU pretty well. EU is still a little bit ahead. It's just not fair. Fair enough. I guess not fair enough, yeah? Rather. That shaman can't kill anyone and can't die either. I don't know if Chicago... I'm using Earth Shield... You're using... Does it actually work, Chicago? Does that thing actually work? Does that Earth Shield Lego actually work? Raven got 5? Let's go, boys. I guess we can get Boris since his team keeps playing and they just aren't able to really get everybody to get a chance to play. He still has a monk that never got a chance to play. Does that Lego work? It's big Helios. I actually want to see. Do you have details or SCADA or recount from that last game to show just how much healing it does? I'm actually very interested because you don't die. You just never die, and I don't know why. Moonguard, please. Demonic Rogue Moonguard. Wait, get Demonic in the next group. Are you in this group boy type? Let's go, dude. Trying to see if we can get Raven and Boris back in. 5. I don't know if it works. You have no target. Boris, Raven, make sure you guys are online in real ID. Yo, if you can throw that in the Discord or DM me the screenshot of how much healing you did that game, I actually would want to see. Because you live forever. But I feel like if you had a damage legendary, it probably would do more damage. But if you're sacrificing damage for healing, I guess that makes sense, right? So farmers are looking good so far. Yeah, they're pretty good. What's up, my dude? Thanks for the stream. What's up, Fiddy? How you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good one, man. Go again? All right, go again. We got it. We got it. Yo, Chicago, if you posted on Discord... Oh, did you add? Is it here already? Announcements? Oh, that's great. Oh, did I forget announcements? Oh my god, I'm so bad. Yo, if you posted or if you DM me, I actually am interested how much healing you do. Would you do a 5v5 with 2 people on each team fighting at the same time, like a 5v5 2v2? It would be interesting. Does Demoniac have a screenshot for me? Oh, it's taking a second to load, Demoniac. Oh, there it is. Well, do you have the actual breakdown of the healing done? Because that's a lot of healing, but do you have the breakdown? Because I want to see if that Earth Shield is just healing you forever, dude. Because I know your own heals are doing a lot, but I want to see how much percentage is Earth Shield. Because that legendary should buff the Earth Shield healing, because it procs and does more healing. Oh my god, Earth Shield is 38% of your healing. Holy... That's insane. I wonder if Tasty runs it. Is that a meta? Jesus, how does it work? So Twitch, we got ourselves chat on. Oh, actually, there's gonna be Hearth out. Hopefully, he doesn't Hearth out for this game. With chat in the back, worse and as well as Demonic Rogue is a panda. Outlaw Rogue with Flexing Cutie as well as Keith. Wait, Demonic Rogue. So it's a Demoniac. Oh my god, we got another Rogue in here. We got ourselves Zilka and the other team with Drac Store. Drac making a return as a marksman hunter with Vox going on first versus Chad. Lexup going to be coming out. Yep, Lexup did come out. Karma coming in. Chad, does he go for a bop or a bubble? He looks like he doesn't want to. And also on this team 4, we also got us a monkey flipping back at Demonic as well. So Demonic Rogue and Demoniac Rogue are completely different people. For some reason, I thought they were kind of similar. It's going to be a Chat versus Vox. Okay, I got the numbers. I got your number. Number 2 and number 3. Chat throwing down the judgments. Still continuing to heal while wings are up. Lots of self-heals happening here. But maybe not as much as self-heals. Yo, Chicago, that's insane amount of healing, by the way. I am going to have to add it to the video. I just don't understand, dude. That's so strong. It's crazy survivability. Vox, though. It's kind of out of cooldowns, really. Wait, Vox could be in a bad spot. God, if it's a Fury, if Chet has a hammer just as available for him, he could be in a good spot as Chet, without wings, can continue healing. Vox does himself a wall available, trying to roll out of there. He needs himself cooldowns. He does have pretty short CDs. Lexup onto Chet. Doesn't really have much except for Whirling Dragon Punch. Trying to continue the damage, rolling into a disarm on a pally. In case a Hodge is coming out right after. Does have himself a big old Fist of Fury rolling, but Chet got a massive setup. I think he has a finish in the Monk, and Chet taking him out. Big damage out of the Pala. Vox had some cooldowns coming up. If only he just got a way to live just a little bit longer after that. I think it would have been in a good spot. Kindershot coming in for Demonic up next. Going in for big Shadow Blades damage. Chat, does he bubble this? I think he has to. Shield of Vengeance. He actually has decided to live and just press Shield of Vengeance. Trusted in the light. The trust in the light is strong with this massive healing coming out for Chet as Cloak of Shadows coming in for Demoniac. I don't think Chet went for a Hammer Justice on Demoniac though. So a Hodge might force a Trinket. Blind coming out. Probably going to go for a reset here. Unless Chet actually playing no Trinket. Not even Relentless. He just double DPS Trinkets, I guess. Playing Human. Or maybe just for these duels. Playing a Paladin. Kidney Shot coming out. Might be a bop or a bubble here. Is getting kind of low. Saw a big crit from Demoniac. That's going to be a chicken for Demoniac off the Hodge. Just Chat trying to get some damage rolling. Is going to get himself some recovery. Only 2 minutes into this duel. No dampening just yet. And Demoniac is there just to land the sap. Hitting him with a bat over the head. That's what I always thought sap was. You kind of knock the enemy out. Just kind of sap him out. I guess. I always thought it was like a knockout. But I don't really know like what it's actually supposed to be. Gonna be Kidney Shot as Demoniac got himself Dance available with Cold Blood. Chet with them heals though still. Wings are available. Is that real wings or is that middle long wings? Evasion out for Demoniac and Chet trying to make whatever damage he can through his wings. Looks like not real wings, boys. So real wings are available for later. As Demoniac should be able to get himself a recovery Fleshcraft around the corner. Not the biggest shields. As Chet was assaulting those shields pretty early on. Big wings available. Does he have the big one-shotter spree? Demoniac just doesn't have much. And Chet swiping him out with a wake of ashes, waking that man up. Or actually, I'd rather put him to sleep. And Zilka is going to be up next. Survival Hunter rolling up with the Maldraxxus Covenant versus Chet. Probably waiting out until the wings are over at least. He's going to have to go for a very fine play against Chet here. The dots and then no one went to close the gap and go in with a big damage. I think it's going to be very important. I think what's cool about the Maldraxxus Covenant and Hunters, especially Survival, when you get your dots up and running, things are rolling, you throw the Chakram, you harpoon in with a stun, and you just start spamming Raptor Strikes and Mungus Buys just to get the damage rolling. Because the Chakram is just going to give you so much focus back anyway. Plus the damage on top of it could be a really good combo. Zilka just getting those dots rotated up and running. Stun on Chet, goes in with a big setup. Is this going to be it? Not cooldowns being burned by Zilka though. Playing it still very, very carefully. Probably waiting out for things like Shield of Vengeance. Chet is going to use that shield and get all the holy power to at least empower himself. Does get a slow to Zilka. Now where he really can go. Knows there's a trap right there. The freezing does not get triggered. Now it's going to be a turtle shell for Zilka. Chet catching up on a couple of heals. Zilka still has the trap ready. Wants for Chet to walk into. He knows he doesn't have to. And there goes the ice trap. The diamond trap, right? Is that what it is? It basically stops you from getting healed, but also stops you from taking damage. So it can be used like a cyclone. Maybe it has a shorter cooldown too. I could be wrong on that one. Flashlight coming out for Chet. Knows that Zilka has a melee interrupt, so you can go for some cheesy heals. And looks like the muzzle has been used. Zilka trying to make some damage happen. Chet, so far, just health isn't budging. He has the heals going. As long as he has the heals rolling, he'll be okay. Hodges Zilka. And that's going to be Steel, a Diamond, or is it Diamond Ice Trap? The Diamond Ice Trap does fall through. Zilka try to catch up on heals. But Chet should still have plenty of damage. Feign Death for a second doesn't really give him the survivability he needs. And I think it's over. Chet just needs one more hammer and down he goes. Drac, or it's going to be Monkey Flip up next. Monkey Flip though, without a lot of the line of sight he had last game, I wonder how this is going to go versus Chet. As he's rolling up immediately. Chet got himself quite a bit of damage. Lexip onto Chet. Fist of Fury flying with a Zuen clawing over at Chet. Karma to follow as Shield of Vengeance goes up. Does go for the big Blessing of Protection. Can he turn this around? Big Bop has been used. But it looks like Chet, while he has the mobility, just doesn't have enough mobility to catch up to Monkey Flip. The wings are rolling right after the disarm, but I think the hammers still fly though. Judgment? Righteous? I think the hammers still fly. Wake of Ashes doesn't even need a weapon, and the hammer around the corner just hammers him down. With Drac up next, Chet does get the bolo back up though. Rotated his cooldowns well enough against the others. But he might be okay against Drac. Chet has Hand of Freedom. Better use it as soon as you see Binding Shot. Binding Shot, Hand of Freedom. Nope. Drac is probably going to go for a big setup. Into a Resonance Shot. Biggie damage right here. Could bubble if necessary. Probably going to just go for self-heals. Aim Shot still going through. Bubble. He decided, you know what? I need to get myself some healing. I will probably have to stand and heal. I might as well bubble. That was his burst. Maybe should have bubbled high, but either way. Scatter Shot by Drac as he's trying to see if he can turn this around. Chet is low. No more immunities left. Chet still has plenty of healing, though dampening is nowhere near as high. And short knock back on Chet. G keep him at bay. Has turtle if necessary. And a big old proc for Drac, but also big procs coming out for Chet. Massive Judgment get thrown out. Big damage for Shed just out of nowhere. I don't think even Drac expected that. Just the final verdict at the end. And Shed with a fairly quick, massive healing 1v5 off to a good start. They just were waiting for Chet to actually get a chance to play this whole time, huh? Red Paladins broke as always. You think they're broken? Chat, do you guys think Red Paladins are broken? Yes or no? Have no gear for Drac. Oh wait, you did one. Oh no, have no gear. Yo, Drac, for a 160 auto you almost one-shot him. That is pretty good. Honestly, that was pretty good. Yes, chat thinks Paladins are busted. What does the YouTube chat will think for the video? Honestly, that was broken as prot. True. We can all agree with that one. Not as bad as prot at the very least. I think we can all agree with that. And that's gonna be 40, I think, right? Yeah, it is, boys. It is. Check healing. He healed 22k Word of Glory. That is nutty. That is a lot of healing with Word of Glory. The self heals is pretty good, but he does have to sacrifice damage, doesn't he not? For temporals. Paladin is a range class. He did have a lot of range abilities. Raven still has 5. Boris. Okay, maybe we can go Raven versus Chicago if Chicago's ready. Well, it's ready, boys. We can get a 5-man here versus Raven. That'll be the next duel for the day. And only DKs are beasting PvP paired up with Necrolord. Yes, they are. I heard that they're really good. Heard they're really good. Any instant class off heal is insane. Well, he does. I mean, the idea behind it is he has to build Holy Power instead of using it into Templars. He has to use it for a self heal, doesn't he? But you already quit. It's a good Boris. He goes for the day long. It's all good. I'm not ashamed. Thank you so much for coming by, Boris. Appreciate you. I want to try BM. Ooh, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, if you have a group, man, I'm down. Do you reckon the sin buffs will make a difference in PvP? They'll make them a little better. As for like making it viable, I can fill a group. If you want a Night King. If you want it, my guy. How you doing, by the way, Chipples? Hope you're having a good one. I don't know. Maybe. I think they would have to nerf subtlety on top of that, those assassination buffs, in order to make assassination more viable. Like, they'll have to nerf subtlety for PvP and not touch assass. Or maybe they'll have to do some kind of like a 5% more buff for PvP for assassination. Horde, now remember I'm good? Okay, cool. Yeah, I forgot about that. It's preferred spec. A lot of raiding until get buffs. I think the 8% buffs are going to make it more viable for raiding, at least. And viable for raids might open the opportunity to actually PvP as that spec, if that's what you really like, man. You know what I mean? Their palette playstyle is great now. Yeah, I remember back during Alpha and the Beta, lots of people complained about Retribution Paladins, like saying, I'm gonna quit if Red Paladins are on Fixed Blizzard. They seem really strong. I don't know if that's... Like, a class being strong, it still might not fit someone's, like, where they want Paladins to be, right? People still might be unhappy. But then you got both people unhappy. You got people that don't play Red Paladin, they're unhappy with how it plays. And you got people that don't play Red Paladin, that are unhappy with how much damage it does. So then nobody likes Red Pallies. Would you recommend Balance Druid or Elemental Shaman for PvP? Yeah, both of them are pretty good right now. Both of them are pretty good for PvP. Assassin actually is pretty good damage-wise with the Legendary. I think the 8% will make them definitely better 100%. Yeah, like on Rogue Discord, they're saying they're going to be much better. I guess we could do Raven and Chicago since they're ready. Put Raven versus Chicago. See if Raven's group can blast through Chicago's shield. I guess that could work. We'll throw them in there. We'll throw them into the deep end, see how they float. We're better off with no Pallies. Yo, dude. Pallies saying they're gonna quit. No one likes Pallies in PvP. Just relay the class, I guess, yeah. That would fix it, maybe. I don't know if that would do anything. Maybe. Good shadow plays kind of OP. They're pretty good, yeah. I mean, I think anybody who's good at their class will look OP. Anybody who's in like good players. I feel like with this expansion, you might actually have opportunity for good players to show that they look overpowered. Like in the last one, it was just corruptions. Just you could just get hit with a stars for 1 billion health, and that was it. You didn't really have to be that good. I guess the early version of subtlety rogues were just like 2-shotting people, 3-shotting people was nutty, and a lot of rogues were just like, wait, I trinketed and they didn't die. What's going on? I opened up and they killed me. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. I didn't one-shot them into globals. when people started like, okay, well, I guess I'll trinket the opener. Because you had a lot of those rogues that were just like, okay, 1, 2, 3, hey, they died. That's all you learned. You didn't actually learn rogue, you just played 2 buttons. Which, what do we got? We got ourselves Team 1 with Hearth out, with in the back, we got ourselves Cthulhu with Demonic Rogue. We got ourselves over here Flexing, and in the back chat, you guys are all gonna get launched, so get to the stairs if you can. Wee! Versus Team Chicago with a massive heal Lego. We got us a Pawi Karma with Peachy in the back. Hawthorne. Behind a cat form, Mr. Dylan, by the way, my guy. Oh, wait, there's Boomy. No mind, he can stay in cat form. Behind a stealth. I think that's okay. Looks like Flexing. Oh no, Chicago and Flexing again. No! This is gonna be a long one here, boys. Chicago going in for the big light and last knocker. Flexing out in the open dust or putting back with the stone. And Chicago does get the fire early rolling. That's gonna be that resonant arrow rolling up. Chicago walling this damage off immediately. Oh man, this is gonna be a long one, huh? This is gonna be a long one. Chicago does get himself a big killing surge. Does it need him? I think try to interrupt it in case Flexing was gonna get a harpoon through the wall, but I think it was already on CD. I believe that was already on CD. Does at least get the fire elemental star attack and Flexing though, so that should be pretty good. Steel trap around the corner. The fire elemental is doing quite a bit. Freezing trap in Chicago. And Flexing, I think, just trying to avoid the fire elemental as best as possible. As the fire elemental does go down, the pet still dotted up, so the harpoon, I mean the camo just doesn't live long. Probably could go for a harpoon here. Chicago does get some slows of Flexing. Try to go for a lasso. I don't know if he hit him with a lasso. It looked like maybe he hit it with a pet. Maybe Flexing went for a no, he didn't go for a feign death. Chicago's lasso just didn't do anything then. What is going on? It looked like he went for a lasso, but just nothing happened. Did he shadow melt it? Did he shadow melt the lasso as it came off? I think maybe that's what happened. Because I completely forgot that that's a racial. I forgot that's a thing he could do. Stun on Chicago might be able to do some damage. Resonant arrow harpoons right back to it. And trying to go for a little bit of line inside. Chicago does have himself the counter-strike totem. Should be able to counter-strike Flexing back if he does continue attacking. Killing the totem pretty quickly. Light the lasso with the trigger for Flexing. Sun totem on the side does not have the hunter get clipped. But the pet does get stunned for a second. And Chicago should continue being able to stay pretty tanky with this setup he got going on. Literally running a legendary where Restoration Shaman legendary where Earth Shield gives you more healing. That should make you super giga tanky for these duels. And does himself food in order to just sit down and eat. Doesn't need to burn his own mana for this really that much. The Frost Dogs do slow Flexing down. But the Freezing Traps is going to be just honestly control in Flexing's court. Chicago not going to really be able to do much in this regard. And Flexing is really going to have to go for a big setup where he can go for an interrupt in Chicago, lock him out on nature, and really get him in a bad spot. The pet does go for a pet sack, absorbing a lot of damage from Chicago's light and lasso. Stun coming out with big cooldowns. Chicago does go for a trinket. Maybe it could be an interrupt here. Does not get the interrupt. Does have himself Stormkeeper. Flexing does have the damage through the wall. Does he go for a harpoon at all? He could go for a harpoon if he wanted to. Maybe with an interrupt. Didn't have one. Chicago still, no, what looked like he actually did not get a Stormkeeper the first time around. The Freezing Trap is going to stop in place, so Flexing is going to be able to get a lot of recovery. Playing around this pillar with the traps, I don't really know if Chicago can do much, but at least he ain't dying anytime soon. And maybe he can go for the Ventier Teleport, potentially. Wait. Demoniac? Where's Demoniac at? How do you get frozen back here? What is going on? Like a lasso on to Flexing. I'm getting distracted here, boys. With a knockback, harpooning back up, does still get to jump down. That's going to be counter-strike totem for Chicago. It looks like it does get eliminated pretty quickly. Flexing decided, you know what? I'm not going to let extra beefy damage from Chicago at all. Turn around, ditch it onto the pad, at least hit him with a lava burst. And then fire Ellie back up to speed, already back in to do some damage. Resonant arrow for Flexing. Getting the stun in Chicago is going to get it up in melee, get some damage in. Actually, he came in with chakrams, and there goes the harpoon. I think he was waiting for that the whole time. Chain Harvest trying to come out. Looks like he's going to feign death from it, and the pet is at least going to get hit by Chain Harvest. Either way. Lasso available. Trinket up, back up and running. It looks like Chicago is going to have to wait up for the next lasso to be able to get a big setup. Flexing is trying to go for a big kite spray as the Earthshock does come out. Good damage for Chicago. And hopefully he has some dots on the pet as well in order to deny the camo. Again, Chicago is going to have to go for a big setup, dude. It's going to have to be like a really big brain setup. Trying to see if he can deal with a pet sack with... I guess he's not going to be able to do much with a pet sack. He's probably going to just have to get Flexing out in the open. Get a knockback for him. Bank on the fact that Flex is probably going to go for a harpoon and then have the zaps ready. And then goes a knockback into a harpoon immediately. Freezing trap waiting there. It's probably just gonna have to run through it unless he gets the Earth Elemental to take it. Trinket coming out, stunned by Flexing, might actually be able to maybe get something going, as Flexing is into the stun right now. Not a lot he can really use in order to stop Chicago. The Resonant Shot is gonna be there, allowing him to get some line of sight damage. Chicago is gonna be bailing out. Maybe Chicago can force Flexing from behind the pillar. Maybe that'll be the play. Just forcing the Hunter away from the pillar so he doesn't have anything to work with here. As we're hitting the 5% dampener with the 1 or 5 minute dampener, 2 percentile, lasso on to Flexing. It should be quite decent amount of setup for Chicago either way. As Flexing going in for totem killing, might as well. And I guess Chicago maybe will try doing this. Maybe Flexing will want to follow up, trying to do something with his duel. He does have Flame Shock swirling and is going to back up completely. Whoa, the pet just sprinted back. Is that normal? Is that normal? Still poking out with the dots. But again, not really committing. I guess Chicago could just sit out in the open and just keep poking and Flexing. As long as he can get a lava burst in there from time to time, he'll be okay. As long as he can go for dots onto the pet as well, he'll be in a good spot. Trinket not being used here, but actually going to be lots of mobility committed for Flexing as he's trying to position to the other pillar. Chicago has a choice, either keep running out in the open or chase. Looks like he's just going to sit out in the open as Flexing just maintain his dots as much as possible. Not really doing too much damage. Chicago can just deal with it. I guess Flexing is just going to be like, you know what? You're either going to play with that pillar or with the other pillar. You got two options. Might as well turn around and do some damage onto the pet. Get the pet low. Maybe even take it out for no more pet sacks in the future. Yeah, this is going to be a long one. Chicago, I guess you're just going to have to wait. I think Flexing is not going to run out unless you have a stun or anything. And chasing around the pillar with all those traps, probably not a good idea. Maybe this might be a good positional. Kind of far away from the boxes. Flexing does have a trinket to back up if necessary. Could go for a lasso here. And that's going to be freeze the trap. Didn't use the lasso there. Nice chunky lava burst. The meatballs did go flying. But I don't really know what he can do from there. Yeah, I think Chicago is going to have to go for a big setup with a fire elemental big meteor coming down. Or something. Does have the Counter-Strike totem. I don't know if Flexing is going to be taking that thing out. It doesn't look like Counter-Strike totem does anything. Maybe he does focus it down. Or maybe it's the nades take him out. Flexing finally getting some freebie damage for Chicago, which is perfect. The fire elemental actually able to do stuff. As long as the fire Ellie is able to get some damage into Flexing, he'll be in a good spot. It looks like the fire Ellie does have the weird bug, just like the Tyrant. He is, if it gets, let's say, line of sighted for whatever reason, or feign death on, he is not going to start casting until he gets straight up in melee. Lasso onto Flexing, does catch him, no pet sec with that one. And maybe Chicago could do something. Knockback doesn't really go super far. Flexing does get the big movement with the cheetah. Kind of lowish on health. As long as he doesn't get himself a proper reset with a feign death and as well as a heal, he's not really going to get much healing off this. Manic Bandage is up. Chicago couldn't get any kind of dots on him by the looks of it. Super unfortunate. 7 minutes into this duel, almost at the 8-minute mark, 80% dampener stunned by Flexing. Is he going to commit some damage? It doesn't look like he can. Doesn't look like he can. Taking down the totems every single time, though. I guess making sure the Counter-Strike totem just doesn't blast him out. And not a lasso, but does have a trinket for it either way. Who left on the other team, by the way? Did somebody else get to play before Flexing? I think it was just Chicago and Flexing. Is it Boris? I think it was Boris that left, bro. Rest in peace. This duel eventually will end, right, boys? Turn back as bad as the rogue with Smitherines buff pallies. Oh my god, dude. Maybe I should get a pally up and running. Just go blasting people. I think it'd be kind of fun. I am in the process of gearing up a paladin. It would be kind of cool. Stormkeeper trying to set up for Chicago. Looks like going for a Chain Harvest instead. Instead, getting healing surges either way. Chain Harvest doesn't seem that strong for LA Shamans at all. Is it just me? It just feels like it's so much stronger with the Maelstrom. Trinket coming up for Chicago. Getting a Stormkeeper. Maybe can go for a setup finally onto Flexing. Flexing will not have a trinket for it. Is there pet sack available? Does he actually have the setup here? Does the boy got it? Laps coming out into Eternal Shell. With Manic Bandage right after. If Chicago has any kind of setup to deal with a freezing trap, he might be good. Big heal for Flexing. Even a 26% dampener here. It looks like it's going to be a reset. Yeah, I don't know what we can do here, man. I hope Blizzard does something with war games. What do you mean with war games? You're way behind the video or something, Temjin? Oh, yeah. I think it might be a little bit. But yeah, it's fine. It's DVR'd. Like you can go back and watch the different points. Kind of like a... No, I guess on Twitch you really can't. On YouTube you can. Go for the draw? Maybe this game is gonna go for the draw at this point. It's possible to get the Draka's gear. How get a picture of this live? I don't gaming got the picture of this live. Not up with Draka's gear. What, flexing? Or, oh, that's not really Draka's gear. That's the Covenant gear for male users. Yeah, you just go Necrolord and you get the you gotta be a shaman or a hunter, and you do the campaign. You get the full set of head to toe like Necrolord gear. It's not really Draka's gear. She's just wearing the male Necrolord gear. You know what I mean? Flexing does get yourself a reset. Man, I actually got a reset. Oh no, this is gonna be a long game then, boys. This is gonna be a long game. Well, Chicago might as well use this duel to kind of practice dueling survival hunters, yeah? Because the kiting spree, a lot of sets of traps are a little bit difficult to deal with. Does the flexing kind of low? I think you kind of have to have a grounding totem maybe for freezing traps. I think you have to have a grounding totem to deal with freezing traps. I don't think there's any other way to play it. You have to commit an on challenge just for that. Which is a little unfortunate. FFA at 10 minutes, free for all at 10 minutes. I give him a little bit of time. How does that capacitor totem? I feel like capacitor totem keeps dying, or counter strike totem keeps dying because of grenades. I feel like the nades clip it, kind of like how they do with explosives. I think if you nade somebody and the nade kind of backlashes into the totem, I think it actually hits the totem. I don't think he actually is focusing him down, but I could be wrong on that. Because maybe he is. Maybe just so like zoned in on the totems, he just takes him out. But I don't mind the idea of free for all at this point, boys. If this is how long this deal is gonna go. It just doesn't look like flexing has enough damage to bust through the offensive of Chicago. And Chicago has a little bit of a hard time dealing with flexing. Didn't Stab getting thrown out? Yeah, I don't know if you're actually going to be able to beat him, Chicago. I think in the end, it's just going to dampen you out. You're just playing it super safe. And he doesn't have enough damage to take you out until higher dampening at all. Yeah, and every time you have a setup with a Stormkeeper, it just something seems to go wrong every time. Like lasso into big Stormkeeper just doesn't end up going off well. Stun to Chicago, maybe Flexing found some damage while coming out for Chicago with the Earth Elemental. And maybe he could do something with it. Definitely be avoiding freezing traps. Definitely be avoiding freezing traps, boys. Yeah, I don't know if you can actually do anything. Yeah, I don't think it's winnable. Unless you like play it super clean as Elemental and get yourself like a big setup and like a clean setup. Because you got to get yourself a full last of Stormkeeper up and running, dealing with the traps. I think you have to play grounding for one of the freezing traps. And ground the traps from time to time. Stunned by the Earth Elemental. Wait, maybe he actually has it here. Lasso right after. Does he have the final zap? Feint Death coming out. Not dead just yet. Freezing trap. Doesn't have a trinket. I thought it was actually going to be over. I thought that was going to be it. I thought that was going to be the setup. I thought he had it for a second. I think it's basically what you have to do is Earth Elemental stun, get a big old zap into a lasso to finish it off. Maybe with an Earth Shock. Like have the resources ready. Looks like everybody's grouping up over there. Is this ever going to end? Trinket for the lasso? Oh my god. Alrighty, boys. Everybody in this duel arena, when you hear me say go, it's a free-for-all. I don't care who you attack. Literally everybody. 3, 2, 1, go. Go, go. Free-for-all. I better be seeing some carnage here. I better be seeing some carnage, dude. I want to be seeing health bars moving. It looks like it is maybe somebody making some plays. Demonic Arrow going in for a stun. Gonna be convoked on a Hearthon. Chicago is actually now getting attacked by 2, maybe 3 people. War Grand is also out there trying to help him out a little bit. Hordes are just trying to get some bigger damage in there. Looks like the monk went down. I feel like he wasn't paying attention to the stream. Cthulhu taking down Chicago, trying to turn this around into War Grand. Hearth out, trying to turn it around. Damage onto Flexing. Flex is still alive somehow through this duel. Gonna be some kind of a pet getting kind of big lag going on. I don't even understand what's happening. Worgen chasing after Flexing. Cthulhu catching a reset. Looks like Worgen is the last one left of his team. And it's just going to be lights out at this point. Not all the defenses real left. Playing Beastmaster on top of it. They're trying to make BM work, boys. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was a long duel. I don't know if that's good. flexing. You did so much damage. How do you not have this? How do you not have the kill at that point? You just keep doing damage, going for resets. How do you not have the kill at that point? Chicago, you too. You just gotta clean it up. How do you two? Is it you two? I mean, Chicago and the other duels also had real long sessions, but how do you go that long and not get the kill? It is insane. Yo, I couldn't handle another long duel, boys. It was just gonna be a free for all at the end, just for everyone to have fun, man. That's my boy Hearthed out. Yo, sorry for the team on chat. Morton's team that never actually got a proper duel war gun. My bad, you never got to actually play BM, dude. Please put this in the video. Jesus, I don't know if that can, dude. I like to put up the actual duels group started. Yeah, I think we're call it there, dude. We're gonna get more. We gotta got more duels that are gonna last half an hour. I don't know if I can sit there for that, dude. I love me some duels, but damn, dude. At least should have killed survival straight up. It doesn't have any damage. That's kind of how I feel too. But I feel like every time he wants to go for a setup, lightning lasso, things are there. There's always something that goes wrong, like freezing trap. Okay, 100 gets a reset. Or he goes in for a setup, 100 throws on steel trap, runs away, feign death, reset. Like something, he's so close, right? He's so close, but then just something happens and it just falls apart. It's almost like maybe he just doesn't bank enough resources, right? I don't know what Tasty does. And all I can think of is maybe that he's missing Earth Shock in there, because I think you're supposed to get some Maelstrom in and go for a lasso, zaps, lava burst, have a proc ready, and then Earth Shock, and then that should be basically over. But maybe he's missing Sky Fury Totem. Maybe that's what was also missing. Maybe he went for like a very defensive setup to outlast the duels, but he doesn't really go for like an aggressive play style. I don't know. I know that Chicago mostly plays enhancements, so maybe it's just also like he kind of gets the general idea of how to play elemental, but he's mostly enhancement main and just has a lot of experience there. I don't really know, but it was just so long, dude. I can deal with one duel going that long, but not a second one, man. I can't do it. I think I need to switch from Jax's coming and Shaman harvesting cutting for early at least. I think you just ignore that chain harvest ability basically. I think you end up ignoring it, and basically the only way you would use it is if you use chain to bait a kick. Right? You would use it as a bait to kick against melee. Like you going up against the monk was really, really good, where you're baiting kicks and then you hexing them after. But I think you basically just don't bank on that ability at all. You just use everything else Shaman has in order to do damage, and outside of that, you got a triple team takedown. Chicago's a beast. It did it pretty well. Doesn't Shaman have some kind of a long slow? There's Frost Shock that can be spammable, grounding totem, Earthbind totem, but I don't think there's that. I think you just gotta bank on a lot of resources and just gotta collapse everything. Lasso into double zaps, lava burst proc, earth shock, and that should be enough in most cases. But I think you also need the Sky Fury Totem. So maybe incorporating Sky Fury Totem into the playstyle, because if you are playing the legendary for the shield, right, the Earth Shield, you probably have other honor talents probably for more survivability, but you probably could go for a grounding totem or something like that. Sorry for the 1v1. It was interesting. It was funny. I am actually surprised you lived that long, and I'm surprised just how much that Earth Shield healed for. So, honestly, it was cool. Like, just watching. First time around. But I can't do that. Like, imagine 5 games in a row where it's like, 20-minute game. I can't do that, dude. You remember the Fury versus Fury Warrior duels back in BFA? When Fury Warriors just were ungodly, unkillable machines? Yeah, those guys... It's the same as like rogues going for like billion resets or survival hunters going for billion resets. You know what I mean? Like watching it once in a while, not that bad. But watching it a couple of games in a row, with how bursty this expansion is too. Like this is a bursty expansion, and I'm surprised you guys can slow the duels down that much. But that's cool. Like it's cool that you could do that. Like survivability is there, but I don't know. I like the exciting duels, but like one big survivability duel in a blue moon, I don't mind those. Necrolord is a choice for Ellie, 100%. Yeah. But I think you lose out when you play Necrolord as enhanced. I feel like you lose out a lot of damage. So I feel like if you want to try... I feel like you technically can stay Venthyr and play your Shaman if you're mostly like enhancement. I remember Booming vs. Shadow Priest duels that was born in Cell. Yo, you remember those? Because they don't do enough damage to each other. They just can't do damage to one another. They just didn't have any damage in BFA. They had CC, but they don't do damage. Like Root Silence with some Star Shorters was pretty cool for arenas, but that's about all they can do. And then Shadow Priest, they could do Stun, Silence, Fear on the healer, and maybe get some Void Bolts in, but that's about all they could do. How to do 5v5 1v1 duels? We get some groups together in 5v5 1v1s, and we queue. Yeah, Boy Chop also never got off, never got to show off his guy either, man. I'm sorry about that too. I'm sorry about that. I've pretty broken for survival. That's why the last so long, but nobody plays survival. So, Raven, is that like an honor talent or something? Oh, it's hilarious. It's pretty funny. First time came to you. What's up, Russell? How you doing, man? How about Feral? Feral's a pretty bursty, I'd say. Feral's a pretty bursty. They were bursty in BFA. They were pretty bursty here. I guess they were bursty because of trinkets, but who wasn't? I thought Shadowlands only has 2v2s and 3v3s, so you can still do 5v5s. They're just not like... not in war games or anywhere in UI, but you can still do it. And you can do spectator stuff too. Also new UI for it, but it's pretty cool. Chicago's no fault, he's a very good player. I don't disagree with that statement. I think Chicago is a good player. I just feel like maybe... I don't know. Maybe the Survival Hunter is just unbeatable for Elemental Shaman, just a hard counter. Best Jones specs in Shadowlands? I could totally do that. It's okay, just jump Chicago there, 20%. Totally worth it. Which is top class against Warriors in 1v1? I think Pharaohs are pretty good for that. Just kind of bleed and run. Monks I think can be pretty good for that too. Just any class with self-healing. Usually you can outlast a warrior. As long as you don't get interrupted. Chicago's rocking as enhanced before. True. That is very, very true. Plus enhanced can do lots of damage. It's just very long CDs for them to do maximum support, maximum damage. But their healing is also really good. I do like that. Pharaohs are actually good with Drax and Covenant because Convoke is really easy to interrupt. I do wonder if a Pharaoh with Maldraxxus Covenant... I feel like Pharaoh doesn't really need a Covenant to do big damage. I feel like they could do it on its own. But Convoke just makes it easier. Just like a win button sometimes. But also Kyrian Pharaohs were really strong in these duels. And we've seen Pharaoh Druids with Maldraxxus and Covenant just throwing it out, let the bleeds do work, but they'll still do big bites. Craven the Lego dispels most survival effects and makes a 15-second feign death. Is that what Survival Hunters run right now? Is that what they run? Is that what that shield is? Or is that another thing? You never use Convoke without stuns, lol. True. You would set up a Convoke, like with cross CC. You will never just throw it out and just get interrupted. You would just go for a full cross CC before you can get a full setup. Best way to counter for arms Windwalker, to arms with Windwalker meta right now. Best way to counter to arms warrior, like arms Windwalker or arms healer. I think you could outplay it, unless you mean arms with Windwalker to counter them. Play with the healer, I guess, and CC one of them, kill the other. I probably would kill the warrior because they don't heal. Who wins between Pharaohs and Hunters? Same skill. It depends. There's too many factors to say exactly which class wins. They're pretty close. Arms healer with the Windwalker healer. I guess you could counter them with that, yeah. Windwalker, I think, should maybe defeat Arms Warrior. I guess you would just set him the healer, or just nuke down the warrior if he's out of defensive stance. Funny how they nerfed Rogue to the ground, but ignored the other classes. How did Rogues get nerfed to the ground? I feel like people always pop in, oh, they're nerf Rogues, but it's like, I'd rather have somebody who come in. Funny how they nerf Rogues with X and X and X and Y and X. Because I know they nerfed subtlety on the Kyrian potion. That's it. Or a Kyrian ability. That's it. They didn't nerf the Rogue itself. Double sub. Yo, double sub in 2v2s could be a lot of fun. Armors also Druid is so disgusting right now. I could see that. What about double fire mage? Double fire could probably do pretty well. 40% cumulative reduction of Kyrian potion. 40% cumulative reduction of Kyrian plus potion. I mean, the ability did hit for like 8k crits. Like, it was a lot of damage. Let's be honest. Plus, it made all the abilities with that nerf for all the abilities for rogues on of Covenant are very close to each other now. You can play Night Fae, you can play Necrolord. Like, they don't matter as much anymore. It's just one ability in PvP was stronger than the rest. I think nerfing that to make them all even, I think it's fine. And again, that's not a nerf to subtlety rogues, because now you can go and play Night Fae if you want to, if you feel like that's better. It's just a Covenant nerf instead of the class nerf, and only for PvP. Which I don't think is a rogue nerf in particular. Unless you somehow felt that Kyrian sub-rogue is the only rogue out there. Which I guess the people maybe are like, oh, if you're sub-rogue, you have to be Kyrian. And if you nerf Kyrian, you're nerfing sub-rogue, bad Blizzard. You know what I mean? Because they nerfed all the Kyrian abilities too. Like, a lot of the Kyrian abilities in PvP were really strong. Like, Paladin Kyrian is still your best choice. Like, it's still really, really strong. But if you want to play others, now you have more options. I'm playing Combat Rogue for PvE. I'm playing Combat Rogue for everything. Seps is no good. You don't think so? I heard that it's actually pretty good, and the mastery you get from it, from the night phase, a little bit bigger. So for your burst as a rogue, you actually could get a lot of value. I don't think Seps is just damage over time, but it's probably not that bad. But again, a lot of them are more equal, right? Seps is about equal to Kirin, about equal to Necrolord, and now about equal to the Venthyr. So pick whichever one you want. And again, with rogues, I always said the covenant abilities seem low impact. Particularly seen in PvE, but with sub-rogues, nerfs for Kirin in PvP as well. Let's see most rogues switch into Fae. I mean, you can play Fae if you wanna. I'm gonna stick with my Venthyr. Shadowlands good expansion overall for PvP. Yes, it's so much faster. Better than the scaling thing they did in BFA. Much better. I love my Venthyr Outlaw Rogue. Venthyr is really good. I like the teleport ability. Like, extra CC could be really good. Plus, it's also kind of cool when I'm playing with like a healer and a melee is sitting on me. Or maybe it's a caster, and I'm trying to like pressure him with my Venthyr port, right? We got like let's say a slow in the healer, and I'm trying to destroy the healer. They'll interrupt me, and they'll start doing damage to me. And then whoever's attacking me can't interrupt my healer, who can heal me. We got the kicks, like actually big kicks. Otherwise, it's gonna be free CC. Yeah, I don't mind being blown up. Well, you gotta blow them up, man. You gotta outplay them. You gotta get good. In chat in BFA that were like, oh, you get hit with big damage. Oh no, it's okay, poor baby. No, we're gonna reduce the damage you take. Make sure you survive. Make sure you can run away. Only gonna do 20% of your health or so, unless they're combined with trinkets and literally every cooldown in the world. Like, it was just so baby mode, and now it's like you either slap or you get slapped. Learn to slap. Learn not to get slapped, because classes have so many cool toolkits to deal with damage. You really didn't have to use them BFA, because it was like, oh, it'll take me a year and a half of the damage to catch up to me. Unless corruptions. We need a clip of Dallas saying you gotta get good. Yo, no. People are gonna say, oh my god, he told me to get better at the game. What a toxic piece of shit. Not in my video games. You know what I mean? Some people say combat is not good as sub or SAS. It's happy to see some Outlaw Rogues. Yeah, dude. They're better than they were in BFA. Like, this is enough. It's enough for me. I don't care if people need to think, oh, it's Outlaw good spec in PvP or not. I don't care if people need to think it's good or not. If I feel like it's better than it was in BFA and I can do more with it this expansion than the last, I'll play it. This is my favorite playstyle. So toxic, dude. Toxic. What's up with the Whisper windows? That's how I do my duels. I'm struggling to find a class I want to play in Shadowlands. I hesitate between Balance Druid and Resto Shaman. Both of them are pretty good right now. What's fun and less boring will be the best for me. That's gonna be subjective. What's fun or boring for you? It's subjective. I won't be able to tell you what's more fun. I can tell you what's more fun for me. Both of them are good in my opinion. I like them both. I faced the rogues today and hit the entire arena, landed inside the eye. That I just hit the entire arena and landed inside of the eye. Rogues want to win, right? I have a friend that uses Outlaw and goes crazy. It seems to be more consistent pressure for rogue classes like a warrior rogue. Basically. Yeah, and you also have some quick CC in between with Gouge, which can be quite nice. It does have consistent damage, which is nice. In terms of burst pressure, not so much, but consistent damage definitely. Until you get a right buff and boy, you pop off. Once you get into groups and ask why you play Outlaw, lol. I've had people be like, oh wait, you're Outlaw? And they were like, they don't care. But maybe it's just a streamer privilege. People are like, wait, you're Outlaw? Oh, okay. And it clicks in their head. Yeah, I don't know. But I also don't do pugs, because pugs I think are dumb. Because you'll have pugs that will have misconceptions about classes and specs and what's strong and what isn't strong. Because some streamer online told them, oh, playing this isn't really good. And they have to follow it like it's a gospel or something. You know what I mean? That's why I like to find people to play with, like friends or whatever. Get some queue sessions, because it's more fun that way. 100% crit is pretty good with Outlaw. I think Celerity is pretty good. Yeah, Celerity can be pretty good, as long as you're aware of the Controller's King bug. Controller's King is kind of bugged, and it will kind of ruin your Adrenaline Rush windows. So just be aware of that, and you'll be good. Happy to Survival Hunters and Mythics. Do they not know that Survival Hunters can slap AoE? They actually do the most AoE damage of any class. They're basically they could do that AoE. They're basically a mage with Combust. Just, you don't need cooldowns for it. You just need to have grenades. With the right Lego. Communication strat, always like rod and comps. Arcane Mage seems really cool as Shadow Priest. I don't think Arcane Mage really has much of a rod, but yeah. Is opening killing spree with Master Assassin pretty quick? It'll do quite a bit of damn, but killing spree isn't really like a burst ability or much. I wouldn't really think of killing spree as a big bursty ability. It's more an ability you would press when you have nothing else to use. Why is there a rank nowadays? Because it's actually like a really good PvE spec. Like it doesn't lose that much on single target damage. It has good consistent pressure. It's more consistent with slice and doesn't change roll the bones between the eyes. It's really good in Mythic Pluses because it doesn't sacrifice single target to cleave. It's just really good. Like as a spec, it's just good. It's hard queuing arena survival. Every group is like, oh, survival, sushi, MM, or get out of here. Really? You would think survival would still be meta. That's weird. I'm in a route for Shadow Priest. Arcane is really cool. Oh, okay. Rip out arenas outlaws. What comes to running? I don't have any like. I need to get. So I have a lot of real ID friends that are PvEers. I did a lot of PvE in Legion towards the end of it, and a lot of BFA PvE. Like I'd still do PvP, but a lot of the rating and stuff I've gotten is through pugs or with some friends here and there. But I don't have like a big BNet list of PvP friends. And I feel like I need to expand my influence in that regard. So I don't really have a comp that I run. Although I wish I did. I actually would love to get together with some buddies. I don't have a lot. Again, most of my guys are PvE dudes. Finding Mythic Pluses, finding people to Mythic Plus with, easy. PvP, kind of hard. Kind of hard for me. But I need to expand my BNet list to find people to actually PvP with. Make like an actual like groups and such. Looks good in these duels, but in arena everyone is tanky and there's so many better options like arms, red, rogue, stuff like that. Like arms? Wait. Survival looks good in arenas, but tanky. Oh, in arenas, arms, red, rogue. I think that's still really good. I don't know. I think that's still insanely good. I think marksman you could just go for setups with big bursts, but survival will give you that CC chain. I think you need to go with a CC focused comp, which survival will be an advantage. If you can catch up, item level, we do PvP 2s. Sure, I understand. Same thing for Mythic Pluses or Assassination. No, dude, I'm hoping I'm gonna go do 15s of Assassination next week to see how good they are in damage. I'm gonna do Assassination next week. Warrior, Shadow Priest, Resto. That's actually a comp. That's actually a pretty strong comp. Survival is fine, just need a DPS buff. For PvE? Or PvP? 1200 is only stronger than ones, I think. Damn. Are you not Night Fae? Okay, bye. Dude, I haven't heard anybody was like, be like, oh, you're not this covenant? Bye. I haven't get kicked by that at all. Or at least not yet. It'd be interesting to wait until the day you get kicked for them for it. But I don't think Covenant matters nearly as much. Maybe like there's some combos that are really good, like Hunter and Night Fae is insanely strong right now. But I think Kieran is also pretty decent too. I don't know. PvP wise, I don't know about PvE. I know Survival is really good for AoE. Well, Kieran will counter a ton of meta, the game slow down. Assassination after a buff and it won't hurt that much. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do Assassination after the Tuesday reset. I think it'd be cool to do a keys on it, like a 15. And see how it feels. Is it because not Night Fae for Miss Skip? Would they look for a Night Fae? Miss Skip with Night Fae, it is nice. If you have a rogue, you can shroud. And I think you can also do the disc breach. So there's a pad that goes up and down the ramp with Night Fae. If you have a Shadow Priest or a disc priest, you can use Mind Suit to get around them too. So there's like ways around it. Or a rogue with shroud, and you just go around. I'm a 207 boom can rest a druid. I'll PvP with you. Sound good. But I helped you a lot. Dueling wise in a realm for arenas. Yeah. I get twice because of that when I queued for MTs as a druid. I guess when they see a druid, they're like, oh, it has to be Night Fae, right? I feel like those guys should probably be like Night Fae druid. Because there's other specs of druid. Like Kieran druid is actually really good in a group setting, like the group damage. Venthyr Druid is apparently really, really good too. Like if you play Venthyr. Night Fae, I think can be pretty, I mean, Necrolord can be good, but I don't know if that ability is really that strong, but I could be wrong on that one. They didn't stay at NF. Yeah, I feel like they probably should stay at NF. Damn. But I guess when they see a druid that like has to be Night Fae, obviously every druid plays Night Fae. But yeah, it's gonna take a little bit of time to break the metas, boys. It's gonna take a little bit of time to break the metas. You just gotta get into those groups and then pump big numbers, impress a couple people, have them tell their friends, you know what I mean? I think that's what you basically have to do. Maybe even queue LFR and then top damage is a weird covenant. That'll be more eyes, more exposure on what you do. Necrolord for Resto, at least for PvP. Oh, okay, yeah, that actually wouldn't be that bad. Necrolord Resto, because that is some damage there. You can just put a dots, put a swarm, or put some heals. You just have little swarms everywhere. That's not bad. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, there's gonna be a little bit of time for meta breaking. I do hope that Blizzard maybe does some tunings, maybe nerf some covenants that are way too good and buff some covenants that are underwhelming, and then do like a big patch reset for 9.1 with a new raid, and just be like, yo, you can go whatever covenant you want to, guys. We'll just transfer your renown. Just make it easy, right? So people can just switch to covenants that want to play, whether it's ability to like or the mog to like. Because there's some fine tuning I think that could be done. Mist skip is like 2 packs at most. Yeah, so mist, you actually, so with a mist skip, if you don't do the skip, you actually are over percent a little, unless you could find a way. Okay, we can actually do this right here. Hold on, MDT. What? Let me log out this guy and go into my rogue, so we can do MDT real quick, so I can show you what the skip would be like percentage-wise. We can actually calculate it. Was the best Mythic Plus come for you? Anything that has a Fire Mage, I guess that's okay. Just as if I'm a rogue and there's a Fire Mage, anything works. We can literally have any DPS. I don't care, it's a Feral Druid, Survival Hunter. You could literally have a Red Pally Day AFKs. I think it would be okay. If we could have a Mage, me and the Mage can do a lot. You could have any tank and a healer. Literally don't care. You could have a Prot Warrior and a Holy Priest. Literally don't matter. If there's a Fire Mage, I'm okay with that. Because Outlaw Rogue Fire can do quite a lot. Best though, in particular, probably a Fire Mage and maybe a Marksman Hunter, or Fire Mage and Affliction Warlock, Brewmaster, or Prot Pally Tank. Or probably either Holy Pally or Disc Priest or Resto. Disc Priest can be really good with PI. That can make it that much easier. MDT. Let's take a look at Mist, boys. See what that looks. Oh my god, my UI is so tiny. So tiny, so small. Here we go. So Tyrann a Scythe. So if you set it to the right. Yep. Okay, so if you end up, what do you start at? Like here? So as the boss, you kill these guys, you have to kill them. So this is where you do the skip. If you have to kill these guys, these guys, these guys. Hold on. We're just gonna find the percent here, right? So these guys have to die. If you don't have the skip, maybe you don't have the priest, for example, you have to kill these guys, have to kill these. There's quite a lot of dudes you have to kill. So we need some kind of a rogue or a priest skip. I guess you could do priest skip to skip these guys. You have to kill these. I don't think you can skip them. These guys, and I think you can do these. That's gonna be quite a lot of percent. And the maze is quite a lot too. So when you get out of the maze, you have to go. I think you have to go either way. You're gonna get a lot of percent. Okay, so you're looking at about 53%. So let's say you get the regular maze. These Drust actually don't die here. Or do they? Okay, let's say you get the maze. So this is... You get forward. I guess you go right, left, forward, right? I guess let's say you go right. I guess you could do it like this, right? If you have the skips for these guys. If you have a priest, then you can skip these guys. So you pull these guys into these, murder them together, then you nuke these guys, skip with the priest, literally go around with Mind Soothe, hit these guys, and then you can get percent, but then you would need a priest at the very least. Or a shroud, or a rogue shroud, and then you could do these guys, shroud these, and do these. Percentage-wise, it might actually be a little weird though. I guess that would be what you would end up pulling, right? So percentage-wise, I don't really know how that would work. So if, let's say we do clear, would you get a pride? These, these. Pride. Okay, so you actually would get the pride here. So then you would have pride for the boss, which isn't bad. And as long as you get a decent maze, and if you could do a skip here with a shroud, I guess you could do the boss. Wait, so actually you don't need the skip here. It's easier doing these guys, pull them into these. Actually, take these, then do these. Skip all this into this. But I guess you would end up doing this pack instead of this pack. Although this pack has casters. So these guys are easy to deal with compared to the melee soul cleavers. But you could totally do it. Okay, yeah, no, I think you could use do Turna without any kind of skips. You would need Rogue, IMO, Outlaw, Survival, and Let's Play War, and let's say War Palette for AoE. Top 3 1v1 classes, Outlaw, Survival, and let's say War Palette for AoE. What? Is that for AoE 1v1? Top 3 1v1? I need to think about it. I definitely need to think about it. Sub Rogue top 1, else is not viable. Really? Top 5, please. I don't know. I might make a video top 5 best duel classes after we do more duels. How does that sound? I think it'd be kind of cool. Top best 1v1 classes. I'll probably consider classes that are also like that run around out in the open world, right? Open world PvP as well. Actually, no, open world PvP might be out of my league, to be fair. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. Is that gonna be enough damage? I think I might be able to beat that without setup. Let me set these up real quick because I keep forgetting about these things. Here we go. That should do it. 5v5 1v1s. I think we're done for the night, boys. I think we're done with the 5v5 for now. We're gonna call it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much for hanging out. It was super fun, man. Lots of duels, lots of long duels. You guys gave me a lot to edit tonight. So much to edit tonight, dude. Why? All right, boys. Thanks so much for coming by. Appreciate all of you, and I'll see you boys all in the next stream. Mondays, Sundays tomorrow. So that's my day off. Gonna be trying to make that as a part of the regular schedule. My mustache just keeps doing the thing. Can't do much about it. I also gotta fix the green screen a little. Oh, it's shadow. I can't really fix that much unless you get another light. Thank you all so much for coming by, boys. Appreciate all of you. You guys have a good one. I'll see you all in the next stream. Peace.
We started out on a Wednesday and I couldn't figure out why you would be mad at me. Whoa, you say it's nothing but it never ever changes. Just like that. It's always whatever anyway. Every time we try to talk, I'm out of here any day. It's always something that we never ever changes. Just like that. I get this universe.